Hey there Windowers, and welcome to this week's Windows on Windows live stream. Thank you so much for being here. How is everybody doing? Have we all had a good week? How's it going? Who have we got in chat? So we've got The Sims MJD, thank you for being here. We've got Maytay, Sky is here, thank you for being here. We've got AdFS, thank you Dominic for being here. We've got SectorWire, CEO, Emily is here. Thanks for joining, Emily. Good to see you. How was your birthday, by the way? How did that go? It was your birthday last week, wasn't it? And we gave you lots of cake and virtual hugs. How was that? Hello to Gareth. Thank you for being here as well. I'm glad you had a good week. CEO, I'm glad you've had a good week as well. That is excellent to hear. So yeah, thanks for being here. We've had an interesting prelude to the stream because some people realized that for some reason we were being spammed with dislikes on the stream and we don't know why. So we got about, I think it was like 21 when I checked earlier. I don't know if there's more dislikes now, but basically if you don't normally like the videos, then please consider liking this one, because personally, and I said this earlier on the Discord, I'm not bothered about likes really, because I just want to do this for you guys. So based on whatever you want me to look at. My channel has never been about making money or trying to get popular, but when videos have lots of dislikes and not a lot of likes, they basically just don't get shown as much on YouTube, basically. So rather than, which would be quite sad, wouldn't it, if this video like disappeared into oblivion? That would be quite sad, because we are talking about Windows 11. We're talking about the release of Windows 11. So I mean, this is a big moment in Windows history, right? So yeah, if you would like to consider liking the video, if you don't usually, please do so, because it will really help, basically. And yeah, I don't know what was going on with the dislikes. Some people were, Sky was saying maybe it was a bot. I don't really know. I'm not sure. So yeah, interesting. Keeping us on our toes. Okay, so who else have we got? Hibby's here. Thank you for being here, Hibby. We've got Singularity. Emily, about your birthday, you were doing nothing except us guys. Well, that's nice. I'm glad that we could share your birthday with you. Awesome. Gareth says, been on my first ever date at the start of the week. How did that go? That's exciting. Very exciting. Hello to Fairplay, thank you for being here. And the Radmin, thank you for being here. So yeah, we will be having a look at Windows 11, the release to manufacturing, or sometimes it's called the general availability build, or in other words, it's the final build of the first version of Windows 11. So just to bring you up to date, in case you've not been following the news, Windows 11 came out officially on the 5th of October, so only a few days ago, and it was offered through Windows Update to users that were running eligible PCs. So if your PC met the minimum requirements, so for example, and we'll talk about this a bit more in a minute, but if, for example, you had the infamous TPM2 chip, then you were likely to get offered the update. So yeah, if your PC was eligible, you should have been offered it through Windows Update. Now I know, based on Twitter, a lot of people already have upgraded, and to be honest, I've seen good and bad feedback so far. So actually, before we look at this build ourselves, and again, I'll talk a bit more about the build and the requirements and everything else, just in case anyone's missed anything on this journey. But people that have already upgraded, how are you finding this so far? What are your initial first impressions of the final build of Windows 11? Because I haven't used this yet. So what is this like? Oh, have we got a lot of bugs? Is it, is it generally a lot more stable? Because there were some big bugs, weren't there, in some of the dev builds, like Explorer crashes, which is obviously not good. So yeah, I don't know, how are we finding it if you have upgraded? Is anyone not able to upgrade? Does anyone have a PC that doesn't meet the requirements? Because my PC, which actually I'm not using at the moment anyway, because I'm using my iMac, but my PC doesn't meet the requirements. I think the processor is too old, so I would not be able to. I mean, I could upgrade, but I wouldn't be able to officially upgrade. Hello, Zial. Thank you for being here as well. So Emily says it's Windows 11, it's still crap. Yeah, so it's very polarizing, isn't it? Some people are really not fans of this new version of Windows. Some people are, so yeah, it's interesting. So William says, yes, I have a 7th gen i5. So 7th gen is not officially supported, is it? I don't think. Is it 8 or higher? I'm pretty sure. I think it's 8 or higher, isn't it? So I say this usually, but in case this is your first time at a stream, then please correct me if I say anything that you think is wrong, or if you know is wrong. But I think it's 8th gen CPUs or higher that are officially supported, I think. Hello, Jonathan. You have not missed a lot. I have just been basically doing an introduction. So yeah, basically, and I'm just going to say this because I don't usually talk about personal news on the channel because I'm usually quite private, but I have had a big event this week in my actual life and it's been really hard. I've lost my dog that I've had for about 2.5 years. She had bone cancer, and this was back in sort of it was like end of January. She got diagnosed with bone cancer. So this whole year for me has been so difficult because I've had to go through my dog getting diagnosed with cancer. Then we had to have her leg amputated because it was in her leg. So she had to like learn to walk on 3 legs, and she did really well. So, like, she did so well. But unfortunately this week she did have to go because she could not walk anymore. So I have had like a massive thing that's happened this week. So if I seem a little bit off, that will be why. So I want to do the stream because otherwise I'm just going to be here, like, thinking about my dog, which is not going to help. So I wanted to do this anyway, but just so that if I have a moment, that's probably why. So sorry if I seem a little bit off. I'm really tired because I've not slept very well. But yeah, hopefully we'll still have a little bit of fun, as usual. So yeah, and thank you very much for everyone that has... people have sent me messages on Twitter and on Discord, and I can see some in the chat now, so thank you very much. It means a lot to me to know that people, are sending messages and things, because it's really hard, isn't it? Whenever you lose anyone, any member of your family, whether it's a human or a pet, it's always hard. So yeah, anyway, now let's talk about the Windows 11 build. So it was released on the 5th of October. It's build 22,000.194, which you will have already seen from the thumbnail. Now, people that are regulars to the streams will know that I, at the moment, am using a failing hard drive, which has all of my virtual machine files on, which is not brilliant, and it means that sometimes it's a little bit slow. However, to be honest, whenever I've run Windows 11 builds in VMware on this hard drive, It's slow when you first boot into the desktop, but then after a minute or so, it tends to speed up. So I'm hoping that we're going to be okay. Now, because I've had so many other things going on, I have not this week had a chance to install this build previously before the stream. So I thought this would actually be a good opportunity to have a look at the whole install process. So we're going to be doing a clean install. This is not going to be a Windows Update install. It'll be a clean install using the CD image or DVD image or the ISO file. I have already made sure that the VM meets the system requirements. I've given it the TPM2 chip. So fingers crossed, and I do this a lot, and usually it doesn't help. Again, if you're regular, you'll know. But hopefully we won't have any problems. Famous last words, because again, if you're regular, you'll know that there are always problems. But if we do, hopefully there'll be small problems. So yeah, let's go now to the virtual machine. So I've not booted this or anything, it's just sat here ready to go. So hopefully I've literally just paused this at the moment when I put the image file into the drive and it restarted. So let's see, we should be able to go straight into the setup. Now apologies at the moment, because until we can get it installed and I install VMware tools, the resolution is going to be a bit weird. Like, it's not going to fill the stream, but just bear with me because I will fix that when we get this installed. So yeah, and in the meantime, so the installation, hopefully it won't take too long, but I mean, obviously it will take a little bit longer than actually looking around the build later. So when it is installing, we will have a chat about the installer, but obviously if you want to say, and if you have any comments or questions about Windows 11 in the meantime, then please put them in chat and I will try and answer them, or I'm sure lots of other people will try and help as well if you have any questions. So here we are in the setup procedure. Now, hopefully you noticed, and again, if you're regular, you will have seen this, there is a new boot screen in Windows 11. It's very similar to Windows 10's. The only difference is that the Windows logo has changed, and you can see the same logo here. So the logo is now flat. And apologies in advance because, again, if you're regular, I will be repeating the main things that have changed, just in case anyone's watching that hasn't seen any of the development builds. So the main change in setup that you'll notice is this different logo. Okay, and I'm going to choose United Kingdom because that is where I am. So let's go to next. We'll go to install now. Okay, and then when this is doing that, I'm just going to catch up on chat here. So I'm just going to skip product key for now. Okay, and then here, I'm probably going to just go with Windows 11 Pro. Because if I was choosing this myself, I'd go for Pro. Now, there are slight differences, as usual, as with previous versions of Windows, between Home and Pro and the other editions. One of the main differences with Windows 11 is if you have Windows 11 Pro, you have to sign in with a Microsoft account. And if you don't have a Microsoft account, you have to create one in order to sign in. You cannot use Windows 11 Home without a Microsoft account. Windows 11 Pro, you can. You have the choice as to whether you want to use a Microsoft account, or if you prefer, you can use a local account. We're just going to go with Pro because, like I said, that's what I'd go with if I was personally going to install this anyway. Now, you will notice some other changes, small changes here in setup. So, for example, these checkboxes are now kind of, they have like slight rounded corners, for example. So they have changed. I'm going to go for custom install. And then, yeah, we're just going to go here. Not going to partition or anything. Okay, right. And then when it's doing this, I'm going to catch up on chat. So, let's see. Fairplay says losing a pet can be devastating. I'll personally put a candle down here in chat. Thank you. It's just really hard, isn't it? It is really hard. So yeah, it's not good. Especially when, like, if it's someone that you live with, and again, this applies to obviously humans or pets. If it's someone that you live with, that you see every day, it's even harder, isn't it? Because you're so used to that person or animal being there. And then when they're suddenly not there, you're like, your whole routine just changes, doesn't it? So yeah, it's a bit hard, isn't it? Okay, so I think this was Masked Ouija. Hang on, my chat's just skipped the bit I was reading. Yeah, Masked Ouija says if we don't have issues, it wouldn't be a WoW stream. That is true. And again, if you're new here, we always have issues, so please just bear with me because things always go wrong. But look, so far, it's okay. I probably jinxed it now, but look, it's okay so far. Hibby says the setup looks different than Vista and 7. Yeah, so I mean, since Windows Vista, the Windows setup has kind of looked the same, hasn't it? It's been the same general design. Little things have changed since then, but in general, the process has been very similar for a very long time. So yeah, so I mean, here obviously we have remnants of Windows 7 in the window borders. We have remnants of Windows 8, I think, in the background. I think this purple background came in Windows 8, didn't it? Or was it Windows 10? I'm sure it was Windows 8. Yeah, the purple color. And obviously same with the progress bar design at the bottom. Those green progress bar designs are also from, I think, Windows 8. So there's a little bit of a mixture, definitely. Right. I have noticed I have the spinning beach ball of death, but don't panic, because hopefully that will go away in a second. Again, if you were here last time, you'll remember this. I'm sure you'll have fond memories about this spinning beach ball. Yeah, thank you, Sky. So Windows 8 introduced the purple background. 8.1 introduced the window border. Yeah. It's just weird, isn't it? Microsoft are a bit weird, aren't they? There's just, I don't know. Nothing that they've shipped recently has ever seemed finished. Do you know what I mean? Like Windows 7, that felt finished. I mean, I know all versions of Windows have their own problems, and there's always, you know, they have their own quirks, right? But Windows 7 felt like probably the last version that I think just felt finished. You know what I mean? It's really hard to describe, but Windows 8 was such a drastic change that it just felt, I don't know, there was, like Windows 8, there was no bridge, was there? Like if you were used to Windows 7, there was no sort of like safety blanket or like option to have it look more like 7. You were just literally thrown in at the deep end, you know, no start menu, this whole new user interface. So yeah, I don't know, a bit weird, isn't it? Weird, and it never really felt finished to me. Same with 10. I think 10 felt like, we're going to try and, you know, take out the worst parts of Windows 8 that people really didn't like, but then we're just going to kind of not bother that much about everything else. I don't know. I think I'm ranting on now. I'm not sure. Right. Sectwire says, that's Microsoft for you. Yes, indeed. And we love them and hate them for it, don't we? We do. I mean, I would probably be one of the first people to criticize Microsoft, but at the same time, they have done a lot of things right as well, haven't they, in the history of Windows and Microsoft in general. So I'm not bashing them, just, you know, just to clarify. I do like Microsoft, but, you know, there are certain things that I would have personally done differently, I think. Thank you to Gareth for this correction, and yeah, like I said earlier, please correct me if I'm saying anything wrong, because I've not got a great memory, but yeah, Gareth says the progress bars that I was mentioning earlier in setup, he thinks were added in a Windows 10 update. And yeah, you're probably right, Gareth, because I think you're more up to date with the actual builds, I think, than me. Ah, yeah, hang on. Why is the one gone? It's because half of my VMware window was off the screen. That's why. Thank you to the people that noticed that. I did not even notice. You should now see the number 1 that should be there in the bottom left corner. Yes. Spooky occurrences. Okay, so Dylan's got a question. What would you say to people who are unsure about staying on Windows 10 or upgrading to Windows 11? I personally don't think it makes much of a difference. I think it's just more going to be your personal preference. In terms of, you know, the functionality of the operating systems, they're very similar. Windows 11 has removed some functionality that if you're a power user, you might miss. So some of the taskbar features, for example, like being able to move it to different sides of the screen, that is not in Windows 11 at the moment. And obviously we don't know whether that functionality will come back or not. So if you're one of those users that likes having, you know, lots of customization, then you might want to think about staying with 10. And I mean, there's no disadvantage because it's still going to be supported for, I think it's till 2025. So I mean, there's no immediate need to upgrade from 10 unless you really want to. I think probably the biggest reason for me, the biggest reason would be the UI, because obviously the UI changes, that's what Microsoft have been focusing on. right, in Windows 11. So I think that would be, for most people, the biggest change. So yeah. Or Emily says, yeah, alternatively, because there are lots of alternatives, go to a different version of Windows, such as Windows 7. Obviously, I should probably say you have to be careful with Windows 7 officially because it's out of support. But honestly, you know, it's so that, like, if you were a hacker, would you really want to focus on, you know, Windows 7 machines, or would you want to go for Windows 10? You're probably going to want to try and focus on Windows 10 because that's the, you know, the most popular version of Windows at this point in time. So Windows 7, whilst it's technically not supported, I don't think you're going to be running much of a risk. Again, this is my personal opinion. Don't come for me. It has to be your own opinion. Okay, so little update on setup. It looks like we finished the first portion, and yeah, that wasn't too bad, was it? It's definitely, this hard drive has been worse. So yes, hopefully everything else should go as smoothly as that. Let's find out. I'm just going to ignore this message to boot from the CD drive because we don't need to do that. So if you missed the boot screen earlier, this is the new boot screen. We've got a new Windows logo. The throbber or spinner at the bottom is the same as in Windows 10. However, excuse me, it will be changed probably in the next release of Windows 11. So this will be next year. It will be changed to look more like the one that was in Windows 10X, basically. So yes, we shall see about that. Okay, just bear with me a second. I'm just going to catch up on chat here. So, oh, by the way, thank you guys for the likes. I can see we've got 32 likes now. So I think based on, I think it was like 21 dislikes that we had earlier. So thank you very much for the people that liked the video because, yeah, I don't know what was going on there. It's a bit weird. I don't know if it was a bot. I don't know how the YouTube bots work, but yeah, it could have been a bot. And by the way, thank you as well if you voted in the poll on the channel, because actually I was going to say, I put a poll on the channel a few days ago and gave lots of options for the stream, and this was the majority, you know, looking at Windows 11 RTM was the winning option by more than 50%. So it was a bit weird that then it got loads of dislikes. Isn't it a bit weird? So not sure what's going on there. Okay, so Noingy says, this is about Windows 11. It's okay, at least I'm gone from the painful sharp corners of Windows 10. And actually, I'm going to do a poll on this because I'm interested to find out what everyone thinks. I actually like the sharp corners. I love that look, that whole Windows 8 look with live tiles, you know, rectangular tiles. I love that and the sharp corners. So let's find out what everyone thinks. So let's see. So corners should be, and I mean, this is interesting, isn't it? Because again, lots of different versions of Windows have used sharp corners, like Windows 1, Windows 3. Lots have used round corners, like Windows 7, Windows Vista. So corners, should corners be, I'm just going to do square or round. Let me know what you think. Square or round for sharp corners. Sharp corners for corners. No one else might be interested, but I am. I don't know why. I'm interested. Right. And Emily has actually made a good point about Windows 7. Windows 7 actually can still get updates if you sign up for the Extended Support Updates program, or the ESU program, which is meant to be for businesses, and they can pay to have updates for, I think, the next 3 years. So 3 years after end of support. Okay. Flamepoint says that they've been using Windows 11 since it was released in the beta channel, and it's been running great for them. Perfect. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Sectorwire says at least Microsoft have done a lot more than they did since Windows 10. So again, this is talking about Windows 11. So yes, I mean, it's obvious. I think even if you don't like the direction that they've taken Windows in with Windows 11 so far, it's obvious that they've really tried, haven't they? They have really tried. They've tried to, you know, really make the UI much more consistent, modernize it. So yeah, they have definitely tried hard. Okay. Okay, so Diego, thank you for being here, says that they had difficulty installing Windows 11, had to enable encryption on the VM and enable secure boot. Yes, that's what I had to do as well. Yeah, so if you want to install the RTM build of Windows 11 on a VM, you have to make sure that you have encryption enabled, and you have to have the TPM chip virtualized as well. Otherwise, it will not install unless you do some sort of tweaking in the background, which I'm sure you can still do. Flamepoint says there should be an option to have square all-rounded corners, and I mean, yeah, this is interesting because sometimes Microsoft do this, right? Between some versions of Windows, in the new version, they will give options for customization that will give you, the option to have it look more like the previous version. So, excuse me, I'm just knocking things over. So, for example, in Windows Vista, you could still have the XP Classic Start menu, right? Whereas in Windows 7, that option was gone. And Windows 8, there was obviously no option to have the Windows 7 Start menu. So it seems sometimes they like having this, they like giving this option of having, what am I trying to say? They like giving the option to have, for the user to have the option to switch back to an older UI. Sometimes they don't bother. So yeah, Windows 11, they've clearly not bothered because you don't have any option about square corners. You don't have an option to use the Windows 10 Start menu. So yeah, there's no choice here unless you use third-party apps. Okay, and that's enough of me waffling for a minute. So let's have a look at the out-of-box experience. So hopefully you noticed the nice animation that we saw a minute ago. We had the Windows logo animating in. So now we're into the out-of-box experience. And again, this is completely different to Windows 10's. There's no Cortana getting in the way, talking at you, which is always really annoying in my opinion. It's just much more simple. So let's just go quickly through this. So I'm in the UK. I'm just going to leave this on the US keyboard layout just because there's literally only like 1 or 2 differences from my keyboard and it doesn't really matter. I don't want to add a second keyboard. Right, now it's going to check for updates. Let's let it do that. How's the poll doing anyway? So, oh, interesting. This is actually more split than I thought. I thought it would have been roughly 50-50 on these two options, but most people have gone for round corners. Interesting. Interesting. Right. Just excuse me again. I'm going to catch up on some chat here. Sky says that install took no time compared to 7 Gold. Yeah, so that was last week. Again, if you were here, yes, that did take a long time, didn't it? That was actually not that bad. So Jonathan says, I've tried Windows 11. It lacks good overall consistency, but it's a lot better than Windows 10. Yeah, I mean, similar to what we were saying earlier, no matter what your opinion is, whether you like it or not, I think it is a step in the right direction, isn't it? Even if it's clearly not finished. I think it looks promising what they're trying to do here. Right. So let's name the PC. I'm just going to call it WoW. Why not? Brian says, oh, look, they updated the OOB screens, but left the setup screen as it was. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's Microsoft in a nutshell, isn't it? Modernize something, but then completely ignore something else. Why not? We love them for it, don't we? Oh, dear. Right. What's going on now? We've got another spinning throbber here. Okay. Nice animation on the left. I mean, the animations in Windows 11, again, let me know what you think about this. I think they're really good. There's like lots of little animations everywhere, all over the taskbar when you're opening apps, minimizing apps. That little animation there, it just makes it feel so much more alive than Windows 10, doesn't it? Like Windows 10 was very sterile. There was not a lot of animations going on. It was just kind of sterile. That's probably the best word I can think of. Okay, so I'm going to set up for personal use. And we'll go next. So I think based on this poll, rounded corners have won. So we'll end that one. Now let's go for a another poll on what I was just saying about animations, actually, because that would be interesting as well. So let me see, can I do this? Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna just, again, let me know what you think about this. So Windows 11 animations. Yay or nay? Do we like them or not? Yes or no? Are you an animation fan? Because I love it personally. I love it. I mean, I know it's completely pointless for a user interface. It, it doesn't help you run apps or anything, but it's just nice, isn't it? It's a nice little extra thing to have. Right. So for my Microsoft account, I've got a Microsoft account that I was using for these builds. What was it though? I can't remember. I think it was wow starts now at hotmail.com. I'm going to forget the password now, I think, though. Oh, what was my password? Okay, I've got a rough idea. I'm not sure exactly. Is that the right password? Maybe? Ah, perfect. There we go. Look, my memory's better than I thought. Awesome. Right, let's just do a quick pin. I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Why not? Oh, okay. It cannot be a comma. I mean, that's good, isn't it? Okay, so we can't do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do 1, 0, 1, 0. I think that's okay. Okay, so Windows 11 animations, and we've got an overwhelming yes here. So yeah, it looks like most people are fans of this. We've got a few no's though. So people that are voting no, what do you not like about the animations? I can see Sky said, yes, Sky likes the animations, but would trade them for functionality any day. Yeah, I mean, you need a balance, I think, don't you? Okay, so I'm just going to set this up as a new device. I think it has picked up on one of the like previous VM installs, but I'm just going to ignore that. We'll start afresh here. Yes, you can use my location because you're going to need that for weather, I think, but we'll turn that off. We'll just do required diagnostic data. No. Input typing data. No. No. Do you know what I think might be better there actually is, I think I used to think this about Windows 10 as well, all of those options for selecting what data you want to share, I think that would be much better if that was all just on one page, rather than having to click yes or no and next, and next. If they could have it all on one page, I think that would be simpler, wouldn't it? I think. Okay, so I don't want to customize the experience because I just want to have it afresh without skewing it any one way or the other. Okay, backup files to OneDrive. No, we don't need to do that. Yep, so animations definitely winning here. I don't want to try Office apps. Oh, someone had an interesting comment and I've just lost it. Oh, hang on, let me try and go back to this. Sector Wire. Animations are important for user experience. Yes, that's a good point. If not for the interface, yeah, I mean, they're not required, are they? But in terms of how the user feels when they're interacting, they are a good thing to have. Okay, so again, if you've not been following the development of 11, you may notice this screen has changed since Windows 10. Windows 10 on this screen had a blue background, a solid blue background. Now we've got more of a glass effect, which again fits in more with this whole new UI with lots of frosted glass going on. So we also have a new font that, again, you may have recognized here, which I'm probably going to forget the name of again. I think it's Sego UI Variable. Am I right? I'm sure someone will correct me. So yeah, this was a new font designed for basically so that it would scale better at different DPI settings on Windows 11, essentially. So basically like an update to the Windows 10 font. Right. Okay, so I'm going to end this poll. Animations are definitely something that people are in favor of. Sky says, to be honest, this screen is really pretty now. I agree, actually. I mean, I've never liked this screen. Especially in Windows 8. Do you remember in Windows 8 where it was like a rainbow background and it would go through all the colors one after the other? And I just thought that looked so out of place. It was just a bit over the top, I think, wasn't it? Windows 10, they toned it down a little bit and just kept it as a blue color that would fade like in and out. I think the saturation was changing, wasn't it, in Windows 10? But yeah, it definitely looks better there. Definitely, doesn't it? With the frosted glass effect. There's no question. Yeah. And yeah, thank you, Jonathan. It is Sego UI variable. SA says, how do you all pronounce Sego? This is a good question. Yeah, because I say Sego, but I don't know whether maybe it should be Sego. I'm not sure. Not sure what the actual pronunciation is. I'm just going with what I felt was right. So yeah, that would be a good poll. I don't know how I'd ask that though. How would I ask that? How do you pronounce Sego? Sego, Sego. Right, so let's now install VMware tools, and then once we've done this, we can actually have a look around this build. So again, if you have not been following the 11 development, you'll notice a few changes here. We have a new wallpaper, we have a brand new taskbar, which is slightly thicker than it was before, and we also have a slightly redesigned system tray down here. And again, I'll look at this a bit more in a minute. We have also now, by default anyway, all of our icons are centered, including the start button. So everything is centered here, which basically means that this whole left area is just redundant now. Like it doesn't have a function really, does it? Unless you move your icons back to the left. Right, VMware tools, what are you doing? Are you installing? I don't remember anything coming up then. Did I just miss that? So you may have noticed without VMware tools, we have square corners, which is interesting. So you actually need to have your graphics drivers installed to get the rounded corners, which is, yeah, a bit weird. Rounded corners on the buttons here. Different style checkboxes here. Not checkboxes, radio buttons, I should say. Oh, and actually, has this changed? I don't know if anyone remembers this, but one of the first things I noticed that I didn't like about Windows 11, this was a long time ago, back in June, I think, is these radio buttons, when they're selected, to me, they didn't look obvious enough. Like, it didn't look like it was actually selected, but this seems to be different now. Unless I've just got used to it, this does look better to me. Can anyone confirm whether that's changed? Has that changed, the design of the radio buttons? Because that does look different to me now. Don't know if maybe the blue band is a bit thicker around the outside. It just looks a bit more obvious. There's also a very subtle animation, which I'll do this again a few times in case you didn't notice, but when you click the button, it animates. The little white circle kind of pulses in the middle, which again, attention to detail. I like that. I like it. Yeah, thanks, Jonathan. Jonathan says the radio buttons have changed. Yeah, so, I mean, and Sky says this, they actually fixed the radio buttons. Like, yeah, Microsoft actually listened to some feedback. Wow. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm being a bit harsh. I'm being a little bit harsh. Wasim says, I'm super late. Hoping I didn't miss much. You didn't. Thank you for being here. We've just finished installing Windows 11, the RTM build, so you've not missed a lot at all. I'm just now installing VMware tools, and yeah, I was just going to say it's going to make everything absolutely tiny because it loves to do this. And I think I'm actually going to have to very quickly just go into my VMware settings because I need to change something here. Otherwise, it will keep trying to make this display scaling really ridiculously small, so I need to actually change that. So I want to have this I want to have that on stretch. Right, now I'll just restart. So I'm going to restart, and then I'm going to set a better resolution. That means you'll be able to actually see things properly, or a bit better, and then we'll have a proper explore here. Right, so the Radman says, when Microsoft actually listens to feedback, yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Very nice. I like when that happens. Noob is asking, the Windows 11 RTM build, is that 22,000.194? Yes, that is this build. Oh, that's not my pin, is it? That's my pin. Marte says, why is everything small? I'm going to fix it shortly. It's just VMware Tools tends to decide to make everything small. It looks a bit better now, actually, but I am going to personally choose a resolution myself because I would like this on 1280 by 720. No, actually, no, not that. 1920 by 1080. keep changes, and then I want to change the scaling. Let's do that. I just want this on normal scaling, I think. Sign out now. I think, did I have it on 100? I can't remember now. Maybe 125 or something. Right, let's just check this. Right. Okay, I think that is what I want. Although, we don't want these black bars around the window, do we? There we go. That should be a lot better now. Let's just make this a bit bigger. Okay, let me know how this looks. This should look okay now, I think. It shouldn't be blurry or anything. Just let me know how this looks for you. See, look, VMware Tools, it insists on modifying the DPI scaling, and I don't want it to, so no, I don't want you to do that. I might actually, I'm just going to put this up to 125, I think, because it's a little bit small for me. Let's just do that. Okay, this should look pretty good now. Should be a comfortable size. Yes. And I don't know if anyone noticed, but when I logged in then, all of my taskbar icons popped into place like that. Again, nice animations. Love it. So now we should have rounded corners. Let's just verify now that we have our driver. Yeah, so now you can see we have the rounded corners. Perfect. So here we are in Windows 11, the RTM build, which these days seems to be called General Availability Build, because I guess RTM's a bit, I don't know, sounds a bit old-fashioned, doesn't it, I guess? So yeah, I don't think Windows 11 even has any physical version. Again, if anyone knows, please let me know. I think it's just being pushed through Windows Update, and you can download it as an ISO file. I don't think you can actually buy it on a disc. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, right. So let's just have a little bit of tea here before we have a look around here. Perfect. I'll try not to spill my tea this time, because that happened a few times last week. Okay, yes, so here we are in Windows 11. So let's just actually verify that this is the correct build. Can you imagine if it's not? If it's not after all that, it should be. Yeah, so there you go. Windows 11 version 21H2. So again, this is the debut version of Windows 11. This is the first version. Build 22,000.194. There we go. So let's have a look at the main changes. Now, I'm not going to go into everything in as much detail as I've done in previous streams. I'm just going to go over the main changes here. Once my spinning beach wheel of death has disappeared, which hopefully should be very soon. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. It's okay. It's definitely not doing a time machine backup, because I've turned those off for the moment. So we'll just give it a second to sort itself out. Oh, actually, I'll tell you what we could do when we're waiting for that. Let's quickly do this. Let's just go to my browser here. I'm just going to check that you can actually see this before I do anything. Can you see this? Yes. So let's just have a quick look basically at what Panos and Microsoft were saying when this launch was happening. So Panos on Twitter on the 4th of October said, "Today is the beginning of the next era of Windows. As it becomes October the 5th in each time zone around the world, Windows 11 will become available to customers across the globe. Can't wait to see what you do with it." So yes, this was basically very efficient, a midnight launch on, you know, at whatever time midnight was in your local time zone. So very efficient. So then we had a few interesting things happening. So we had the Burj Khalifa lit up in blue with the Windows 11 logo on. That looks great, doesn't it? I love that. I love that. I would have liked to have seen actually the One World Trade Center or the Empire State Building or something, because I think that would be more relevant, wouldn't it? I feel, in America, given that Microsoft is an American company. I don't think that happened though. We did have a advert in Times Square that you can see here. I'm hoping, by the way, that you can hear these sounds, because I can't hear them. They should just pass straight through to you. Let me know if there's any issues with sounds, but you should be able to hear the sound here. So yeah, we had an advert in Times Square. Lots of new Surface devices announced that obviously shipped with 11 as well. And yeah, just generally, so far, and yeah, look at this. Look at this ice cream. I forgot about this. That's amazing, isn't it? In New York, you could get Bloomberry flavour ice cream. in celebration of the Windows 11 Bloom wallpaper, which is the name they're giving to this wallpaper. I love that. Love it. Bloomberry. Nice. Yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, I think the launch seems to have gone pretty well. I think they've got a good balance here of, you know, advertising and things that they've done. Again, we've got a similar thing here in Seattle, the needle lit up in blue. Same idea. So yeah, Microsoft have done a lot of these nice little things that, again, they didn't have to do, but it's just nice, isn't it? Attention to detail with the advertising and stuff. Right, let's just catch up on chat. Sky says, honestly, the Bloomberry ice cream is the best thing to come out of Windows 11. Yeah, I wish you could actually order it. That'd be so good. But yeah, there's no way I can get to New York to get this ice cream. So, yeah. So, I mean, Panos did also link to this page on the Windows blog where they're just going through, again, just the main features and changes in case you've not been following the development. And why do I keep hitting the microphone? This is not helpful. Apologies if there's any loud bangs. I've just hit the microphone like 3 times in a row. So yeah, again, I'm not going to read through this, but you can see they did a big blog post about it, showing all the main features, which we'll have a look at in a second. So yeah, we've got that. And yeah, that's it. So let's come back to the virtual machine. And yes, it has now fixed itself. Let me just make sure that I'm not going to knock my iPad over. That'll be the next thing here. Right. Yeah, okay, so we're back. By the way, I've not actually asked about this. Again, if you've been in a previous stream, let me know what you think about me being up here, because usually I'm down there in the corner, but I was getting in the way of the system tray and stuff. I felt like this corner just seemed a bit better, because there's usually less stuff here, aren't there? So yeah, let me know what you think. So let's have a quick look around here. So we'll start with the new start menu. So it's very simple compared to Windows 10s. We don't have any more live tiles. It's just literally static icons, which personally I don't like. I preferred live tiles, but I can see why they've done this, because all modern operating systems basically are going for this look, right? It's just simple with all your icons in a list, like it is in Android, like it is in iOS with the app library. So yeah, I can see why they've done this. It just is simple, isn't it? So we've got this section up here where you can pin things that you want in your start menu all the time. You can move them around and so on. We also have a recommended section underneath. So this is basically like a recently used files section. So any files that you've recently opened will appear in this recommended section. And then you can click this all apps button here to get to your more Windows 10 style app list, if you prefer that. And it's interesting actually, because I don't know whether anyone remembers this, but in Windows 10, when that first came out, in the Windows 10 start menu, you had to actually click on a button similar to this to get to your apps list at the very beginning. And then based on feedback, Microsoft changed it so that that all apps list was by default on the first page of the menu. So nowadays in Windows 10, the apps list is already there, right? When you click the start button, you don't have to click anything else to get to it, but they've clearly gone back a step here, because now you do have to click a button again to get to your all apps list. So I don't know, I guess to me personally, I'd prefer the whole apps list to be there at the beginning without having to click another button. But again, it's just personal preference, isn't it? So there is a search pane here. If you press this, you get a really janky transition. It's not even a transition because there's no animation. I'll show you this again. This is something that should have been fixed. I think there should be an animation here. It's not really excusable in my opinion. But if you click this search box, it just takes you to the search button on the taskbar. So it's like basically a shortcut to go there. No animation, so it looks a little bit janky, to be honest. So I think that needs to have some sort of animation. You have your user icon down here with your account settings, and you can sign out or lock the computer. And then obviously you've got your power button with your power options, and you can still customize this list. You can add Hibernate, for example, if you want to. So that is the start menu. I'm just going to have a quick look in chat again, because I don't want to just sit here talking about Windows 11 and ignore what people are saying. So like I said earlier, if you've got any questions or anything, let me know, or any comments, let me know what you think about these changes, because I don't just want it to all be about me. Right, so ice cream. What was after ice cream? Main point says camera's in a good spot. Yeah, hopefully. It seems a bit better up here, doesn't it? Right. AdFS says, awesome live stream and watch tomorrow. Thank you for being here. I hope you have enjoyed it. So yeah, that was the start menu. So then search button, similar to in Windows 10, you just get a very simple search pane here, which acts exactly as you would expect. So then we have the task switcher where you can switch between apps and different desktops. So let's just open a couple of things so we can actually see this properly. This is Edge. I'll talk about this a bit more in a minute. So this is the task view where you can switch between your apps and close them and so on. Again, very similar to in Windows 10. Then we've got a new feature in Windows 11, which is the widgets panel. So this is it's kind of like a half replacement for live tiles. I mean, these widgets, which is what they're calling them, are very similar to live tiles, but you're a bit more restrictive because there's a much smaller selection, and also what am I trying to say? At the moment, I still don't think there's any third-party support. So they're all, again, please correct me if anyone knows about this, but I think that it's just Microsoft widgets at the moment, and there's no ability for third-party apps to add any widgets at the moment. And I'm not sure whether that will change in the future or not. So yeah, so then if we try adding widgets, we should get a list of the widgets we can add. So I will add all of these just to show you very quickly. And obviously some were added already, but now you'll be able to see all of the options. So we have the weather for your current location. We have money, basically stocks, isn't it? And then sports, photos from OneDrive if you want to see those there. Family safety, which is to do with Microsoft account and family members that you've linked. Your to-do list from Microsoft To Do. More sports stuff. Maps and traffic, Windows 11 tips, and then calendar from Outlook, and then the entertainment widget as well. And then underneath the widgets, it's just basically your Microsoft Start newsfeed. So you just have news basically. So you've got obviously top stories and then different headlines down here, depending on what your preferences are for your news. Again, here we've got settings, which is where I just went to add widgets. So that's the same thing. You can access it from this little icon. And this is where you can personalize your interests to change what comes up in your news feed. And then we also have a search box here to search the web and the time. So yeah, again, pretty simple. Personally, I don't think I would use this because the widgets, in order to get to the widgets, you have to click a button, right? I'd rather have these things on the screen. This is why I always used to like using the sidebar. Even in Windows 10, I used the Windows Vista sidebar, just because you could have all the information on your desktop without having to click and to launch another, like another window. You know what I mean? So actually, let's do a poll. Let me know what you think about widgets. So are these something that you have been using or that you would want to use, or are you like me and just think, meh, not really interested? So yeah, let me know what you think. Widgets, yes or no? So do you use them, or would you use them if you were using Windows 11? Personally, I would probably not. In fact, I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't. I would also remove that icon because I would just not use them. So yeah. Right. And Wasim makes a good point, actually. Yes, in order to use widgets, because I didn't mention this, so thank you, Wasim, you have to be signed in with your Microsoft account. So if you set this up with a local account, which you can on Windows 11 Pro, you are not able to use widgets unless you sign in with a Microsoft account, which again might be a bit controversial because, I mean, you shouldn't really have to sign in to look at the weather, should you, for example? So yeah, a bit controversial maybe. Right, so then after widgets, we have our last kind of integrated thing icon. That's probably a much better way of saying that, but this is for Microsoft Teams chat. So it's basically Microsoft Teams, which is integrated with Windows 11. I have not signed up for this, I don't think, but let's just do that now, just so we can see this. So you can see it's very simple. This is very similar to the Meet Now functionality that is in Windows 10. So in Windows 10, Meet Now is basically a Skype integration where you can quickly, start meetings or chats in Skype. In Windows 10, that icon is in the system tray. So, I mean, this is achieving a similar thing, right? It's just obviously using Teams instead. I don't know why. Does anyone know why? Why does Microsoft have Teams and Skype running? Like, why are they both existing together? Surely there should just be one platform. I don't know if anyone is old enough to remember this like me, but back when Microsoft killed MSN Messenger, which was about 2013, and said that everyone had to move over to Skype, doesn't this now go against that whole thing of just having one instant messaging platform? Because now they have two, and they're both being updated. Why does Windows 10 have Skype integrated, but 11 has Teams integrated? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Anyone else? It seems a bit weird to me. It's like they can't make up their mind. Okay, widgets. This is close, actually. It's very close, but most people, we have a slight majority, are saying no. But most people agree with me. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, so Noob says, I will not use the widgets. Right, so yeah, let's go to the next thing that's changed here. So the taskbar, I mentioned that it's thicker than it used to be. So I think probably the most controversial thing about the taskbar is if you right click on the taskbar, you don't get any quick shortcuts to any settings anymore. So you don't have a quick option here to get to task manager or, you know, cascading windows and things like that. It's just very simple. You have taskbar settings. If we go here, it's very similar to the Windows 10 settings app, where you can just obviously customize your taskbar, so you can turn off these icons if you don't want them. I'm just going to leave them as default for now. You can add taskbar corner icons, which are basically system tray icons, and you can also in here change whether you want your icons in the center like they are by default, or if you prefer, you can have them back on the left like they are in prior versions of Windows. Again, I prefer them on the left, but I'm going to leave them in the center just because I want to keep it looking basically as unmodified as possible. And then the system tray, so we have the overflow menu from Windows 10, which should have rounded corners. I had this problem last time. I think someone told me there was a reason why I don't have rounded corners on this. Can anyone remember? I don't know who told me that, but there was a way to fix it. Something that I had to do to fix it, but yeah, this should have rounded corners. So we've got the normal overflow menu. Then we've got the language indicator, which at the moment cannot be removed. So that's a little bit annoying because again, that's something that I would never have there normally. Then we have basically a combined system tray icon for sound and network. And if you click this, it takes you to the quick action center, which used to be in the action center in Windows 10. Now it's its own separate area, which makes sense to me. So in fact, let's put this up. So yeah, you've got your quick actions here. Again, very similar to Windows 10. You can add lots of other options as well, just like before. Just do that, why not? And then for the date and time and the notification center, again, this is a combined button, and if you click this, you have basically your calendar and your notifications, again, as part of the same interface, like they're in the same place. So notifications, obviously you can clear them and just have your calendar. You can have the calendar expanded like this, or if you prefer, you can just have it literally show the full date and then hide the calendar. So again, it's up to you whether you want more space for notifications, or if you're like me, and again, I probably would have the calendar displayed here because I think that's more useful for me personally. And those really are all the taskbar changes. There are a couple of other things that maybe some people might be interested to know, which is that you can't move the taskbar to other sides of the screen anymore. It has to be on the bottom. And yeah, that's it, basically. A lot of the customization has gone, unfortunately. So yes, Sky has mentioned, and I forgot about this, it says activate your PC in settings. Let's see if it will activate. I'm not sure, because it was activated on the previous virtual machine, so it may have tied that to the Microsoft account and activate it, but I'm not sure. No, it's not going to, is it? So in order to personalize Windows 11, it's the same as in Windows 10, you have to have it activated. So for example, if I go to personalization here, it's not going to let me change anything. Although that's interesting because it says you need to activate Windows before you can personalize your PC, but then it looks like I can click on these. So can I actually change them? Oh, you can. You can set a theme. Okay, so is it meaning that I just can't go in here? Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. So you can no longer go into the individual bits and change individual things, but you can set a theme. So actually, that doesn't really matter, right? For the purposes of this stream, I'm not going to really need to activate it anyway, because we're not going to need to go in here and change all the colors. But just so that you can see what dark mode looks like, this is the dark theme. Again, this looks really nice, doesn't it? I prefer light mode, but to be honest, this looks really good, doesn't it? So yeah, love that. Let's do a poll on this, actually. So, I think I know what's going to win here, but why not? So, let me know, what do you think? Again, if you're using Windows 11, or if you were to use it, would you go for light mode or dark mode for the user interface? Let me know. We'll just do light or dark. And I think I know what's going to win, but I don't know, I might be surprised. You never know, do you? Light or dark. Let's just see. So yeah, I'm a light mode fan. It's a bit more nostalgic for me, light mode, because, you know, things used to be light by default, didn't they, until dark mode was a thing. So, let me know what you think about that. Noob says, actually, thank you for reminding me. Thank you very much for the 67 likes. That is much appreciated after we had that little issue with dislikes earlier, which I still don't know what was going on there. But yeah, thank you for that. It's much appreciated. Okay, so Hibby chose light mode. Dominic says light gang, rise up. Yes, where are you? Where are you guys? What we got is actually that's a closer split than I thought. I thought dark would have been like way ahead, like 90%. So interesting. Let's find out what happens. Right. Just excuse me a moment. I'm just gonna pour some tea here, which I have almost forgotten about, and it's probably already cold, but never mind. I think cold tea is normal in America, am I right? Like iced tea tends to be, I think it's more popular than hot tea, I think. I definitely remember seeing a lot of iced tea when I was in America. Let's see. I mean, it's not iced tea temperature, but it is pretty cold, but never mind. I'll still drink it. Why not? Waste not, want not. Okay, so now let's have a look at well, firstly, actually, let's just go back to the settings app. So again, this is a big change here. So this is a brand new settings app that's different to Windows 10's. It's much more organized. It just looks better, doesn't it? Why can I not go back to the initial page? Here we go. Yeah, so I mean, it just looks better, doesn't it? It's more organized. It's easier to see where everything is. And yeah, it is just generally nicer, I think, isn't it? So yeah, brand new settings app. However, the actual settings are mostly the same. So same kind of options as Windows 10. No big changes there, but yeah, definitely much more well organized than before and looks nicer. Okay, so now let's have a look at the store since it's here. And I think, yeah, I'm going to have to update this actually because there is a new store that has been released with Windows 11, but I'm going to have to actually get these updates to get that. So a lot of these new Windows 11 user interface elements and the new apps, they're all coming through the store. So basically, if you've not installed this yet, if you're thinking about it, just make sure when you install it first, go to the store and check for updates, because you're going to get probably a large batch of updates that you're going to want in order to get obviously the most up-to-date experience. So we'll just let that check for updates now. In the meantime, let's have a look at Microsoft Edge, which you saw a minute ago. So this looks basically the same as it does on Windows 10. However, it does fit in better on Windows 11, right? Because Edge already has rounded corners, which was a little bit out of place. In fact, a lot out of place on Windows 10, but fits in better with Windows 11 by default because it has rounded corners. However, and someone may have to remind me about this again because I have forgotten, I think you can go into settings in Edge and change a setting or add a setting to make it like look more like Windows 11. Does that make any sense? I can't remember exactly, but I'm sure you can do something. I think it might. Does it give it Mika on the title bar or something like that? Again, someone please remind me. Right, how's the poll doing in the meantime? Yeah, this is interesting actually. I thought dark mode would have really won this by a lot. So that is kind of interesting. Thank you, Dominic. It is Edge Dev that I'm thinking about. So is that feature just active in the dev version now? I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure. Yeah, so if you look here, I've got loads of updates. So I will let this do that in the background. Hopefully it won't slow down the virtual machine, but let's just leave it to it anyway. Let's have a look at File Explorer. So the main change here is that we no longer have the ribbon at the top of the window. Now we just have a very simple title bar with just basically the most common options that you would probably want to use. So for example, if I just go into a folder, we've got a menu for new folders, new shortcuts, and a few other things here. Then we've just got basic cut, copy and paste, you know, rename, share, delete, like really common functions, and then just options for changing the view. So your sorting options here, and then obviously your view options as well. There's an option for compact view. In fact, let me go to an actual folder that has things in it. That would probably help. Which is not that one. Let's just go to C. So compact view, this just basically makes Explorer look more like the old Explorer, I guess, like in Windows 7 or Windows 8, you know, so it condenses everything a little bit more, a little bit less padding. So you might find that a bit better, especially if you're using a mouse. So you've got that option here. And then show, I don't remember what's in here. Oh, so show, this is just turning on again the standard preview and details panes and so on, just like in previous versions of Windows. Preview pane. What else was in here? Hidden items, yeah. So again, standard stuff. Then you have a little 3-dot menu where you basically got some extra things here. So you've got cleanup, optimize and format, you know, pinned quick access and so on. Folder options. So actually this reminds me about something else that needs fixing. Some of the dialog boxes in Windows 11 in dark mode are still light, and this is a problem that has existed all the way through Windows 10 for the last 6 years, and it's still here in Windows 11 unfortunately. This really should have been changed, and I hope they change it in the next update. But yeah, you can see this is still in light mode, this dialog box, so it's completely out of place now in dark mode. Same with the run dialog box. You know, these just look out of place, right? So this is not good, really, is it? Same with properties dialog boxes. So these really have to be changed. I think we can all agree on that, definitely. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But like I said, hopefully that will be something that they can focus on for the next update. So Windows 11 updates, again, in case you're not aware, the plan is that rather than having 2 updates a year like with Windows 10, we're just going to get 1. So that will actually, I think, be a lot better. So businesses, for example, won't have to worry about constantly updating their machines, you know, multiple times a year. It's just going to be 1 update a year, which, yeah, I think makes a lot more sense. So hopefully we will see some of these little things that still need changing actually changed in that first update next year. Okay. So yeah, interesting poll actually. I was not expecting that. So I thought dark mode would win, but actually that is a narrower margin than I expected. So interesting. 65%. Okay. Right. Just excuse me a moment. I'm just going to try and stop my iPad falling over. Okay. So yeah, that was File Explorer. Not really much to say, really, is there? But that's that. And then the only other main thing I can think of are the context menus. So you've probably noticed these already, but there are new style context menus, which again look much better, fit in much better with the overall look of the operating system. Not like in Windows 10, where they were always completely out of place with everything else. So the context menus are more modern, more consistent with everything else in the user interface, and this is very exciting to me, there are fewer versions of the context menus. So in Windows 10, depending on where you right-clicked, there were like 5 to 10 different designs of context menu. Here, there's not as many. There are still different ones, but the problem is not nearly as big as it was in Windows 10. So again, Microsoft have obviously tried here to try and make the context menus more consistent. So these context menus, you can see they're slightly larger. Again, they have rounded corners, they have the frosted glass effect. And most of the menus will have this, at the moment anyway, and this is probably a temporary feature, but at the moment, most menus will have a show more options option at the bottom. And if you click this, this will take you back to the old style context menus. So basically, Microsoft have pulled over into the new style context menus most of the things that you would need, like all the major things, but you may find, especially with third-party apps that put things in context menus, those things at the moment, until the apps are updated, might not work with the new context menus. So you're then going to have to just press show more options to get back to the traditional context menu that works just like before. So if you see something missing, that's probably why. And like I said, it's not, I mean, it's not ideal at all, but I would imagine this is just a temporary solution until they can finish, you know, working on the context menus. Similar in File Explorer here, you've got show more options where again, you just go back to the old context menu. So yeah, it's nice to see that they are more consistent, right? That is a good thing, but yeah, they really should have been finished, I think. Again, my personal opinion. So yeah, let me know what you think about context menus. What do we think about those? In fact, let's do a poll. Why not? I don't do enough polls. Let's do a poll. So, Windows 11 context menus. The new context menus. Are you a fan? Or not? Fan or not a fan? And hello to Void Pointer. How are you? Thank you for being here. How is Windows NT 4? Which is Void Pointer's favourite version of Windows. It's a good version of Windows, isn't it? NT4. Can't go wrong. Right, so let's just see if I missed anything in chat. Ah, Boris, thank you very much for this. So I think, do I have to do this in Edge Dev? So Boris was just explaining how to get the new Edge visual features. So you type Edge flags in the address bar, and then you're looking for enable Windows 11 visual updates. Let's check actually, because I'm not sure if it's in the standard version of Edge or if it's still in the dev version. But let's see actually, why not? So enable Windows 11 visual updates. Enable Windows 11. Ah, here we go. So it is here. So you can see this says enables in progress visuals appropriate for your currently installed version of Windows, i.e. if you turn this on, it will look more at home in Windows 11. And like I said, I think the only difference is that you get the frosted glass on the title bar, I want to say. Is that right? But I always have a problem seeing this because it's very subtle. So this is an effect called Mika, and basically it means that whatever wallpaper you have, the colors bleed through to the title bar. Now I think last time I tried this, I couldn't see it in dark mode, but in light mode, I think it was slightly easier. So let's just go back to light mode a second. In fact, let's go to a different light mode theme as well. Why not? Let's have a look at this sunrise theme. So yeah, we have all new themes in Windows 11 as well. We may as well have a look at these. So can I actually see this or not? No, I don't. I don't see this at all, and I don't know if it's my eyes or if it's just not working. But Mika, this new effect for title bars, is very subtle anyway. So even if it was working, I probably wouldn't be able to see it because, yeah. I don't know, can anyone see any colours bleeding through there? Because I don't think I can. I do not think I can. Spiffy was asking about the new paint. I am just waiting for all these app updates. When these have installed, I'll have a look at the updated apps as well. So yeah, that will include paint. I've seen screenshots of it, but I've not used it myself. And that was interesting. Why was the store closed when it should have been installing updates? Interesting. Sky says, I can see it very, very, very slightly. So this is the Mika effect. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just very subtle, isn't it? Like, I think it's so subtle that I wouldn't notice. You know what I mean? Let's maybe try a File Explorer window. Because the title bar for File Explorer, you can see the whole, like that whole toolbar at the top is in the title bar. So you've got a much bigger area where you might potentially notice something. No, I still don't see anything really. Is it just me? Let's try a different wallpaper. Maybe it's that wallpaper. We need one that's got like high contrast, I guess, don't we? Let's see. Let's try this one because this has got very bright colors in the middle, hasn't it? Let's see. Oh, yes, I think I see that. Yes, I see that now. Okay, you can definitely see it here. This is much more obvious. So yeah, as I move the window down, you can see the whole title bar area goes slightly more red as the red color from that wallpaper bleeds into it. So like here, it's extremely red, and then up here, it's less red. So yes, I can definitely see it here. But as you can see, it's very subtle. Very subtle. Very similar to the window tinting option in macOS, basically. Just only on the title bars. Right, how is the store doing with the updates? Nice to see it. Did it crash itself? It's updated itself. That's a good sign. Let's just check if it's actually updated everything else as well. Let's just find out. So as you can see, this is the newly redesigned store that comes with Windows 11 once you get the updates. So again, this ties in much better with the overall look of Windows 11. We've got rounded buttons, you know, that you can see here. And it just looks nicer, doesn't it? It looks more up to date. Now in the Windows 11 store, basically all types of Windows apps can now be eligible for inclusion in the store. So not just UWP apps, even old-fashioned Win32 apps can now be in the store. So also in the Windows 11 store, you should find that most, if not all, of the apps that you could need would now be in the store, or eventually in the store. Also, you will eventually have the ability to run Android apps, which again will be available in the store. However, that feature is not here yet. So that was a feature that was advertised when Windows 11 was announced, the ability to run Android apps. It's just apparently not ready yet. So we don't have it yet, but we will be getting it, hopefully again, in this first update next year. Right. Let's just see, actually, if I go back to Edge, can I see this effect now on this window with this wallpaper? Yes, I can. It's just incredibly subtle. So yeah, interesting. Right, how's the poll doing? Context menus, fan. Yep, so this was the new context menus in Windows 11. Most people like those. Perfect. Most people agreeing with me. Okay. CEO says, sorry to inform you I have some priorities and hobbies to do, but thanks for the fun. See you later. Thank you very much for being here, CEO. I hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you in another stream. I can see Johnny's here as well. Thank you, Johnny, for being here. Marte says the new store looks kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, it just looks, again, just more modern, isn't it? Just looks much more modern. This whole Windows 10 look, I think, was in need of an update, wasn't it? Like the whole look. It's been like 6 years, hasn't it, that we've had Windows 10. So I think it was a lot like a long overdue time for an update. Oh, and CEO, actually, I didn't even think to mention this, but this is actually something I should have mentioned. There are also new icons here for these file explorer locations. So desktop, downloads, and so on. Nice new colourful icons. So yeah, that's nice as well, isn't it? I like that. Right. So I think that's, again, correct me if I'm wrong, I think those are all of the main changes in Windows 11. I don't think I've missed anything, but please let me know if you think I have. I think that's everything. Again, just main changes. So, yeah, in terms of whether to upgrade or not... Oh, I said I'd talk about system requirements, didn't I? Okay, let's quickly do this, actually. Yes, let's do this. So... there's been a lot of controversy about system requirements for Windows 11. So, essentially, there are official minimum requirements, and they are probably a little bit higher than you would expect. However, you are able to still use Windows 11 and install it on machines, even if they don't meet these requirements. It's just that these are the official ones. So let's have a quick look at this. I've just gone to the Wikipedia page because it's easy and it's got all the information on. So if you have a look here, for minimum requirements for Windows 11, and actually, is it even going to say everything here? No, it's not. I'm probably going to need to look over here. Yeah, so firstly, processors. So basically, you need to have an 8th generation Intel processor or higher in order to officially be able to install Windows 11, which is an extremely high requirement for a processor, right? There's no reason why 7th generation processors would not be able to run Windows 11, but 8th generation, 8 would. But it's just this artificial limitation that Microsoft have invented for some reason, and who knows why, but there you go. So yeah, officially you need an 8th gen processor. You're going to need at least 4 gigabytes of RAM, at least 64 gigabytes of hard drive space. You're going to need UEFI and Secure Boot enabled in your BIOS, if the BIOS supports it. You're also going to need the TPM or Trusted Platform Module chip version 2. Again, this is officially, there are ways to circumvent the requirements, but officially you're going to need that. And I don't know, it's weird, right? Because from what I've been reading about this, it seems that the reason Microsoft came up with these extremely high system requirements, it sounds like, was just to make sure that devices that were running Windows 11 were going to perform well. So it's kind of like what Apple does, right? Where Apple devices, you pay a lot of money, but you're paying for performance. You know, a lot of that is performance that you're paying for. The chips that Apple put in iPhones and iPads now are just incredible, right? They're like chips that could literally power a computer, but in a phone, right? Like most tasks on a phone, you would not need a chip of this capability in the phone. But Apple do that because they know that you're not going to ever have any performance issues, and it's just going to, you know, be a buttery smooth all the time. And it seems like Microsoft is trying to do a similar thing, but it's not quite that simple with Windows, is it? Because Windows is installed on lots of different types of devices with lots of combinations of hardware. But it seems like this is to me, this sounds like kind of an artificial way to try and make Windows 11 seem like it's performing better than Windows 10. Do you know what I mean? By having these randomly high requirements, it's going to force a lot of people that don't understand otherwise how to get Windows 11 to purchase machines that have 8th gen or higher processors, that have 4 gigabytes of RAM, and then that would obviously mean that they're going to be less likely to run into performance problems. So I honestly think that's the only reason they've done this. Same with the TPM chip. That's just, to me, again, just going to be so that they can say that Windows 11 is, you know, ultra secure, right? But in terms of the actual, you know, technicalities, there's no reason that Windows 11 can't run on a machine that doesn't have a TPM chip, right? There's just no logical reason why. So yeah, it's a bit weird, I think. Let me know what your thoughts are on these system requirements, because yeah, there's been a lot of controversy about this, basically, because yes, they are incredibly high requirements. And, you know, we're not talking about an operating system that's drastically different to Windows 10, right? It's very similar to 10 in almost every way, apart from the way it looks. And Windows 10 did not have these, you know, same system requirements. So Dominic makes a good point as well, actually. Yes, thank you, Dominic. It could also be partly to do with Microsoft wanting more PC sales. So if they make the requirements extremely high, it means even if, like me, you bought a PC in 2017 with a 7th gen processor, if you wanted Windows 11 officially, you would then be forced to upgrade and buy a new PC. So again, yes, there could be an element of making money here as well. Which is fair enough, because they're a company, aren't they? That's what they have to do in order to survive. Okay, so let me know what you think about the system requirements for Windows 11. Yay or nay here? Do you think this is fair or not? What do we think? And then in the meantime, I'm going to catch up on chat, because I've not done that for a while. Let's see. Right, so Windows XP says Windows 11 RTM development wasn't very long at all, and thank you, Hibby, for reminding me about this. Why have I got rid of myself on here? I should be on the screen. Why did I do that? I pressed the wrong button. Sorry about that. And look, I'm back down here now, back in the corner. Yes, what was I saying about requirements? Oh, no, it was what Windows XP said. So Windows XP said Windows 11 development wasn't very long at all. No, it wasn't. It's been done very quickly, hasn't it? Sky says the requirements are a joke. I installed 11 on an Athlon 64 and 2 gigabytes of RAM. Perfectly fine. Why should that machine be blocked by updates? Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, there's no hardware issue with these older systems, is there? Like they can run Windows 11 without problems a lot of the time. It's just an artificial limit for some reason. Jacob says, is it worth the upgrade to Windows 11? I think I answered this question earlier, Jacob, but thank you for being here, by the way. I think I said earlier, I think it's a personal choice. So if you are a fan of the new visual changes, because I mean, most of the changes are visual, right? If you like the new modern, light, visual, calming look, as Microsoft are calling it, then no reason not to update. It's very similar to Windows 10 in almost every other way, apart from the way it looks, basically. So if if your machine meets the requirements, why not? You're going to get offered it through Windows Update anyway, so why not? If you're not too bothered about the visuals or any of these new features, then equally I don't see any problem with staying with Windows 10 for a bit longer, because that's still going to be supported for the next few years anyway, and it's still going to get the normal feature updates that it has been getting. I think, again, someone please correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's going to get updates still, feature updates. Not sure how many, but I think it's still going to get feature updates. Right. Plainpoint says, I wouldn't be surprised if people patch Windows Update to allow updates on incompatible machines. I would not be surprised either. I'd imagine people are already working on this, because the same thing happened when Windows 7 went out of support. So people did find ways to get these, extended support updates that you're meant to pay for. They did find ways to get those installable on any Windows 7 system, even if you weren't paying for the extended updates. So yes, I'm sure people are already working on that. Jonathan, this is a good point as well. Jonathan says, remember that Windows 11 initially was just going to be an update to Windows 10. Yeah, exactly. So the development into a whole new operating system is very recent. Yes, it seems like it was a very last minute decision, doesn't it, about that? And in fact, let's go back to the machine rather than looking at this Wikipedia page. Yes, so initially it was just going to be a Windows 10 update, and then obviously at some point they rebranded it. And look, I'm up here again. Fascinating. Can't let this corner be left out, can we? Yeah, so Hippie's asking, when is Windows 11 support ending? I'm not sure, actually. Usually Windows gets 5 years of support from release, so I'd imagine that it's going to be 2026 when this first version of Windows 11 reaches end of support, maybe. Main support, anyway, that's mainstream support. Extended support's usually 10 years, isn't it? So, but I'm not sure how that's going to work with Windows 11. Yeah, Johnny says that, yeah. So 10 years, because it's 5 years of mainstream support, isn't it? And then 5 years of extended support, so 10 usually. Obviously there are exceptions like Windows XP and so on. Wasim, this is a good point as well. Microsoft did block updates for Windows 7, didn't they, with certain CPUs? Like if your CPU was a certain generation, was that 7th generation? Yeah, because my PC that I bought in 2017 has a 7th generation CPU, and yes, that was blocked from Windows 7 updates. But again, I love the Windows community because people always find ways around these, these limitations. So there is an app you can download on Windows 7 to remove the block so that you can get all of the updates, which is what I was using on that machine because I was still using Windows 7 at the time. So yeah, interesting. So there are a couple of apps that I wanted to look at for Windows 11. Now we did look at one last time, which was a development version of Start is Back. So in case you're not aware, this was an app that gives you lots of customization for start menus. So it gave you the option to have the Windows 10 start menu, the Windows 7 start menu, and you could completely customize it. It even had some features that changed the taskbar. It had the ability to bring the ribbon back to File Explorer if you wanted that back. So I mean, that Start is Back is a great piece of software. I think it's still in development, right? I don't think the Windows 11 version has been finalized yet, but we did look at that last time. However, I did want to have a look at Start 11, which is a very similar app that Stardock have now released again as a beta version. So this again gives you customization over your start menu, basically. So I wanted to have a look at this, and then there was another app that I saw. I think who posted this on Firecube on Twitter. I don't know if they're here, but they posted a link to this. It's an app that lets you have live tiles on the Windows 11 desktop, which sounded really interesting to me. So yes, I also would like to have a look at that in a second. So wait, why am I purchasing? I don't want to purchase. I want the beta. Is that what I clicked on? Oh, get the beta. Wait, hang on. You don't have to pay $4.99 for the beta, right? Am I just misinterpreting this? Am I? Hopefully. Because I'm not paying $4.99 for the beta. Really? Wow, okay. So you have to pay to get the beta. Okay. Well, I don't think they've done that before, have they? That's a bit harsh. I guess we're not looking at Start 11 then, because I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying for it just because I'm not going to be using Windows 11. Apart from in this virtual machine. So yes, that's a bit annoying, isn't it? But if we go back here, you can see one iteration of customization here. So if you look at this, this is basically a start menu in the design of Windows 7, right? Just with the Windows 11 visuals. So again, very similar to Start is Back in what you can do here. Let's just have a quick look actually. What have they got here? So this is that same thing, isn't it? Yeah, so Windows 7 Start menu, which, I mean, again, let me know what you think about this. The Windows 7 Start menu, I think, was the peak of the Start menu. It really was, and it just went downhill after that. In fact, I'm going to do a poll on this now as well. Why not? Okay, let's check the last poll a second. So yeah, system requirements, as I expected. Most people are going for no, which I probably agree with. But it's a little, I think it's a bit over the top, isn't it? So yeah, let me know your opinion on, what was I just talking about? The Windows 7 Start menu, yes. So are you with me? Windows 7 Start menu, this is the peak Start menu. Am I right? Let me know what you think. So Win 7 Start menu, peak or not? I would be interested to know what you think. Yeah, so I like that. So let's see what we've got here. So choose from several start menu layouts, position the taskbar at the top or bottom. So this also, again, like Start is Back, I think, had this as well. You could move the taskbar to other sides of the screen that you can't normally. Change the start menu color, transparency in corners, control the icon grid spacing, adjust the blur, color and transparency of the taskbar. Again, just like Start is Back or very similar. Restore taskbar context menus, add pages to start menu layouts, enhance search capabilities, integrate fences into the start menu if you have that piece of software, and create your own shortcut links. So then if we have a look here, we've got a few other, you know, different versions of how you can customize it. So actually that's quite nice, isn't it? I quite like that with icons here. That's like a combination of the Windows 11 start menu and Windows 7 start menu. That's interesting. So yes, obviously you can have it left aligned if you like, to have it back in the left corner like in previous versions of Windows. That just looks like the same but in dark mode, and it's centered that time. Ooh, and now we can have a look at the settings screen. So we've got Windows 7 style, modern style, Windows 10 style as well, again just like Start is Back, and Windows 11 style. And then lots of taskbar customizations. And actually this is nice because this settings app is designed so that it looks like the actual settings app in Windows 11, isn't it? That's quite nice. Can we see a bigger version of this? Yeah, look, they've kind of designed it to look like the settings app. I like that. Attention to detail, very nice. Screenshots, let's have a look at these. So yeah, we've got a return of a more useful taskbar context menu. That's definitely a good thing, I think. What else? Taskbar at the top of the screen. That's the Windows 10 start menu. And then taskbar at the left, and obviously that's the Windows 7 style. And again, this is just another screenshot of the settings app for Start 11. So yeah, actually, again, very similar to Start is Back. If I was using Windows 11, I would probably, honestly, buy this. All Start is back, but like I said, I'm not actually going to be using Windows 11, so I don't actually need to. So there was one more thing that I wanted to look at. Let me just go full screen for a second while I get this link. So there is an app available in the App Store, and it's called Live Tiles Anywhere. So I will just take you back to my virtual machine. Let's go to the store. And we'll have a look at this actually, because I like the idea of this. Because actually, I always thought when Windows 10 came out, that it would have made more sense for the Live Tiles to be on the desktop rather than in the Start menu. Because then they would have been more useful, I think. Because again, just like the Vista sidebar, they would have been like, you wouldn't have had to have pressed an extra button to get to them. So yeah, I've always kind of liked this idea. So when I saw FireCube post this app on Twitter, I was like, oh, actually, again, if I was using Windows 11, I probably would use this. So yes, I would love to have a look at this. So let's see what this is like. Okay, and in the poll, we have a 95% majority for Peak for the Windows 7 Start menu. So again, I think most people are agreeing with me that it was the best Start menu. Rest in peace, Windows 7 Start menu. Right. So let's have a look at Live Tiles Anywhere. Okay, have I remembered to put myself on here? Yes, I have. Okay, so I have never seen this before, so I'm just gonna have to work out what's going on here. Right, so custom tiles. Here you'll find all the custom tiles you created and pinned. Create a new custom tile. Okay, so I'm assuming custom tiles are just gonna be like icons that are not gonna update, I'm guessing. So let's make one here. So hang on. I'm just going to leave all that on generate automatically. Same there. Okay, so this is where you choose what app you want to actually be opened. Right, let's choose an app. I'm just going to go for calculator. Why not? Okay, so calculator. Oh, that didn't work. Why did that not work? Oh, I missed the button. Okay, calculator save. Okay. The app below will set the base for all the aspect features of the tile, including the live tile. Okay. Live tile on. Ah, no. So actually, you can completely customize the tiles, and then whatever app they link to, if that app has a live tile, it will show you that information. Okay, I understand. So actually, let's change this. Let's change this to an app that does actually have a live tile, because calculator doesn't. So do we have news or something? Yeah, okay, this has a live tile. Let's do that. So news. Okay. I think it's just lagging a second. Let's just hopefully let it sort itself out. Right. Oh, I thought I had a poll running. I didn't, did I? Right. What's going on here? Why was it lagging? Yes, I think it was. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be a news tile. I'm going to leave everything else on automatic. Save and continue. Well, save and close. Okay, and now what do we do here? Do we drag this? I'm not sure. What do I do now? It's not there, is it? No, it's not. Do I have to press this? No. Open or run? Oh, is it create a widget maybe? Create a widget. Ah, okay, that's what I needed to do. Okay, create a widget. Okay. Open or run. I may have to open this in order to actually get the live tile to work, because it may have to, yes, look, it needs to update. So we'll let it do that. So you can change the sizes here. I love this. I actually love this already. This is exactly what I wanted the tiles to be like in Windows 10. I thought this would have been so much more useful, because now it literally is a replacement for the sidebar, isn't it? That's so much more useful to me. Okay, right. Let's see if this works. So we'll refresh here. Let's just click this. Okay, right. Close the app. Now, do I have to refresh this? Hopefully. I mean, it's gone red. That could be a good sign. Yeah, there you go. Live tile. Perfect. And obviously you can put them wherever you want. That's awesome. I love that. Whoever made this app, thank you very much, because I love this. This is exactly what I would want if I was using Windows 11. I love this so much. Let's just do one more. Let's do weather as well. Why not? That also has a live tile. Might pick an app. Okay, so weather. Okay, save and close. See, now I know what I'm doing. And then create a widget, open and run, because we're going to have to open it to get the actual tile to work. Now, I think one thing that could be changed here, if possible, to improve this, is to give the live tiles rounded edges, if that was possible. Because then again, they'd fit more in with the Windows 11 look, wouldn't they? But I mean, actually, the way it is now, just for the functionality alone, I love this. I love it. Sky, I am not sure if it's Windows 11 only, actually. That is a good question. I don't even know if it would say in the store, would it? If anyone's running 10, would anyone like to go to the store and see if you can download this? Because I'm actually not sure. Will it tell us in the system requirements? Ah, Sky is going to check. Yeah, because actually, if you could use it on 10, that would be a bonus. Live tiles anywhere. Who made this app as well? Pasky Industry. Who is that? I'm not sure. Release date was the 6th of June 2020. So actually, yes, it should work on 10, shouldn't it, actually, as well? Right, let's see if the weather widget is going to work. Let's refresh. Yeah, look at that. I love it. I love this. So again, let me know what you think about this app, because I think this might be my favorite Windows 11 app. So yes, what do you think about live tiles anywhere? Is this something that you would use? Are you a fan of live tiles, or do you hate them? Because I've always liked them, but I know a lot of people, again, they're polarizing. A lot of people don't like them and don't use them. So let me know, yes or no, for this app. Personally, I think this is a big yes from me. No question. I love this. Love it. Okay, and Craig says you can get it on Windows 10. So look, a bonus. That is a bonus. So thank you very much to Firecube that alerted me to this on Twitter. Because this is amazing, isn't it? So yeah, Sky says 11 out of 11. Hippie says 8 out of 11. I've actually forgot to ask about votes this time, but yeah. If you want to vote out of 11, let me know. Or live tiles anywhere. But yes, I can see by the poll that it's popular. Awesome. Right, now what else? Let's just have a quick look. Is there anything else in here that we can do? What is this? All apps. Is this like the same thing, but you can just, like, the tiles are already made for you? Yes, it looks like it. So actually this would have been quicker if I'd just used this earlier. Oh, look at this. You can put them anywhere as well. It's just, this is brilliant. This is actually a brilliant idea. So yeah, you can literally, you don't even have to do, you can do custom tiles, but if you just want to quickly get your live tiles there as they are, you can just do that in here. Love it. And obviously apps that don't have live tiles, you can still add those as well, like calculator. Brilliant. Ooh, we can change the accent color. Let's do this. Pick a color. Okay, I'm just going to go for yellow or something because it's completely different to red. Let's do that. Yellow. Okay, save. Look at that, instant as well. Love it. Okay. So what's this? If enabled, the widgets made with this app will align to a grid like in the start menu. Oh, so you can also turn the grid off. Oh, now I am genuinely impressed by this. Wow. Corner radius, so you can make them have rounded corners as well. Oh my gosh. Really? Oh my god. You can give them rounded corners. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy about this. Look at that. I need to make sure that's exactly the same. Yeah, that's the same, isn't it? Same amount of round, maybe a little bit less. Because if I was doing this myself on my own machine, that would have to match exactly. Something is about there, isn't it? That is brilliant. I love that. Wow. I don't know what else to say, but that is very impressive. Isn't it? This could actually be a replacement for the Vista sidebar. If I was still on 10, I think I could actually turn the sidebar off and use tiles like this. That's amazing. Sky says, you see why I wanted this for the last 5 years? Yes, me too. It just makes so much more sense, doesn't it? Than having them in the start menu. Why do you need to press the start button to get information from tiles? That never made sense to me. This is so much better. Why did they... Surely this could have at least been an option. Surely. Can you imagine? This just makes so much sense. And then if you think about... Again, I don't know whether anyone remembers this, but there was a time where Microsoft were advertising and promising that we were going to get what they called interactive live tiles, where you could actually, rather than just seeing information in the tile, you could actually interact with the tile. For example, adding a calendar appointment from the calendar tile. Can you imagine if we got interactive tiles as well? This would be perfect. You could have sticky notes, calendar, it would just be perfect. That would be a productivity goldmine. I love that. Instant support for third-party apps, because lots of them already have live tiles. Love it. Amazing. So yeah, definitely this app wins in the poll. Definitely. I mean, how could you not like that? That's awesome. Why do I keep hitting my microphone? That's not helpful. Why? I've done that like 5 times now. Oh dear. So yes, anyway, that was Windows 11 RTM build. So I'm going to do one final poll, because I don't think I've asked this yet, but are you running Windows 11 already, or are you going to? Maybe based on what you've seen in the stream or not, but let me know. So are you planning to run 11, or have you already updated? Let me know, yes or no. I'll just have the rest of my cold tea. Why not? Don't want to waste this. Oh yeah. Hello to Windows 7.7, by the way. Nice to see you again. Wasim, this is a good question. If you're in the Insider program, then yeah, if you're running an Insider build, then yeah, that counts as well. Dominic, I check my Twitter DMs. Is that right? Twitter, definitely, not Discord. I will do that. So yes, we may have time, and Dominic has been helping me with this, but because I've not had a lot of time, I've just probably not been very helpful, Dominic. But we just thought, as a last bit of fun, if we had time, we could try and destroy Windows 11. Because why not? Destruction's always fun. So yeah, unless anyone has anything else that they want me to show in Windows 11, or any apps that you want me to check, or anything that you want me to double check, you know, if it works, or anything you want to see, just let me know. If not, then yes, we can do a bit of destruction, can't we? Why not? And yes, Dominic, you are right, it is Twitter. Okay. So let's see. So I've got instructions, and then the thing. Okay. I probably don't have to specify this, but just to make everyone aware, I will probably not know what I'm doing. But Dominic, I'm sure you'll be able to help me. Yes, Dominic says the instructions are in the zip file. Okay. So it should be okay, right? Oh, and thank you, Flamepoint, for reminding me. Actually, yeah, I meant to look at the new apps, didn't I? Yes, sorry, let's do this. So some of the apps have been updated. We have a new alarms and clock app, which is now going to update. We have a new version of Paint. I should probably just search for this, that'll be quicker. And then Photos as well, I think, isn't it? New version of Photos. Let's just have a quick look at all these. Microsoft Office apps have also been updated to look more like Windows 11. So they have rounded corners on the ribbon, for example, much like we now have in Paint. Right, so yeah, let's have a quick look at these new apps. So Paint, as you can see, again, it's a small update, right? They've just made the ribbon kind of fit in a bit better with the look of Windows 11. So it's interesting, I think, that in the Paint app, they kept the ribbon, but then in File Explorer, they got rid of the ribbon. Anyone else find that a bit weird? I find that a bit weird. Surely they should have just gone one way or the other. I don't know. But yeah, obviously the ribbon is still here. Just, again, like I said, subtly updated. Yeah, so that's the new Paint app. Then we have the new Photos app, and actually I don't even remember what's different here. Does anyone want to let me know what's changed in Photos? Because I never used to use this anyway, but there is apparently a new Photos app. I mean, I can definitely see the rounded edges here, but I don't know what else has changed. And then the Alarms and Clock app, this has a new feature called Focus Sessions, where you can basically, it's just a productivity tool to help you basically focus on, you know, homework or whatever work you need to do. So you can set a timer, and then if you have Spotify installed, you can have it, you know, play a certain playlist when you're working, and it will basically just help you keep track of what you need to do. Maybe if you have a to-do list, you can obviously sync that here as well, keep you on track with what you need to do in what amount of time, and you can choose what music you want at the same time. And it has all of the normal functions that the app's always had, you know, like the alarm and the stopwatch and so on. So yeah, Photos, I think this is the last one that's been updated. Does anyone know what has changed here? Gareth says updated visuals. Is that just what I was saying about the rounded corners? Is that the only thing that's changed? Wasim says it's faster. I mean, that... How overdue is that? The Photos app, that was probably the slowest app on Windows 10 for me. Anyone else? That's why I never used it, because it was just literally too slow. If you just wanted to open a picture, it was ridiculous how long it took. Right, let's open a picture. Let's see. Wait, why am I in resources? I need to go to web. Let's just open one of these pictures here. Oh my gosh, that was instant, almost. That is a massive improvement. Definitely. And yes, this is obviously new, isn't it? So there's a quick switcher down here for other, this looks like other images that are in the folder. That's brilliant. And then yeah, this is new as well, isn't it? I love that. That's so much better. That really is. Awesome. Okay, so in my Windows 11 poll, we have 60% yes, 40% no. That's interesting. I thought that would have been more yes. Interesting. I have been surprised with a few of these polls. So yeah. Right, so yes. Now let's have a look at the, well, let's do some destruction, because everyone seems to like that. I'm just going to make myself full screen for a second. And actually, I think what I'll do is I'll just have a quick break. I'm just going to go and get some actual tea that's not cold, because that'll probably help me actually. With everything that I've had going on this week, I probably have not had enough caffeine, because I've been so like overcome with everything else that I've probably not been making tea as often as I should have. So yeah, I'm going to very quickly go and get myself a drink. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, and then we'll have a look at the destruction. I will see you hopefully very shortly. Okay, I am back. So let's just pop my tea here for a second. So, apologies, because you're going to have to just look at my face for a minute, because I'm just going to go onto Discord and get all these files that Dominic has sent me. So just give me a couple of minutes. My Discord actually wasn't open either, and that's going to install updates. Brilliant. Love it. Don't you love updates that install without your permission? I love it. It's obviously taken a leaf out of Windows book. So yeah, great. I should probably say as well, before we do this, so in case you're just joining or you're not sure what's going on, we're just going to do a little bit of extra stuff now where we try and destroy Windows 11, thanks to Dominic, who's the moderator in chat, who has provided some things. I don't even know what's happening. Dominic, what is happening? Is it viruses? Did you say viruses? I don't know what's happening altogether. But Dominic has basically made everything, hopefully, self-explanatory for me, so I'll just be able to follow the instructions and see what happens. So yes, we're going to do a little destruction, as Dominic has just said. As soon as my Discord opens. So I know the anticipation is probably killing you. Why is destruction so fun though? Why is that fun? It's very popular, isn't it? Why is that? I don't know. Oh, so Sky knows what's going to happen. Sky can't wait to see everyone's reactions. Oh. Oh dear. I don't know whether I should be worried or what about this. What is my Discord doing? It just says starting constantly, but I don't know if I believe it or not. Is there any disk activity here? Let's just see. Is it doing anything? Not. Apparently not. Let's restart this. Let's try that again. Bradman says, I've destroyed Windows 10 before. This is going to be fun to watch. Yeah, it's fun. Why is it fun though? Why is destroying technology fun? Who knows? Something about it. Ah, there we go. Right, my Discord's open. Okay, so I need to download this. Let's do that. I should probably say, by the way, as well, I think I meant to say this earlier, just in case, I'm going to just put these warnings here now. Epilepsy warning, potentially. I'm just going to guess, Dominic. You probably know, but I'm going to say epilepsy warning, and also profanity warning, maybe, because I know Dominic likes to give his files profane names. No, you don't, Nick. Yes. Right, so that's that. Okay. And then I need to open this zip file. Which has a password. Actually, I think I'll just put... Oh, wait. No. Okay, let's just copy these to my 11VM. Okay. And then hopefully I will bring you back to the virtual machine, so you're not just having to constantly look at my face. Right, so... the folder is called Egg, which doesn't give anything away to me, but I mean, this is Dominic that we're talking about, so I wouldn't have expected anything less, Dominic. Hello to the True Queen, by the way, who asks how I am. I'm okay, thank you. Yeah, I've had a difficult week, but I'm okay, actually. I'm not too bad. I'm glad you're good as well. Okay, so let's open this. Right, so let's go for instructions. And we'll do word wrap. Okay, right. Let me just make this text a bit bigger so that you can see it probably a bit better. Let's change it to a nicer font. Why not? Okay. Right, use with caution. I accept no responsibility whatsoever. Also, stream chat, you are not getting a link to this, so don't bother asking. Okay. Welcome to Haha Funny, a random destruction pack that is actually destructive and stuff. Okay. Epilepsy warning, flashing colors from Zika and Co. Okay. If you're on Windows 10 or 11 and looking to use this, extract decontrol first, go into Windows Defender settings, disable real-time and tamper protection, use decontrol to disable Defender. Okay, only then should you extract Haha Funny. Right, okay. Dominic, I am going to follow your instructions precisely as far as I can. Okay, so extract this. Okay. And then what does it say? Extract decontrol first, go into Windows Defender settings. Okay, so that's going to be in settings, I'm assuming. Where is Windows Defender? Is it in here? Windows security. Right, disable real-time and tamper protection. How do you do that? I've forgotten. Do I have to click this? Yeah, I think so. Manage settings. Okay, real-time off. Tamper protection off. Okay. Okay, yeah, go away Windows security, we know. Okay. Use decontrol to disable Defender. Right. Okay. Just going to check in case Dominic is giving me any updates. Okay, right. So now we want to go to... What does it say here? Oh, okay. Right, so password... Sordom. Okay. Right, I'll just put that in here. Sordom. Okay. So now we want to run this. Yes. Disable Windows Defender. Okay. Only then should you extract Haha Funny. Right. Thanks for alerting me about this app, Dominic, as well, because I didn't know that this was even an app. That's useful. Right, then extract Haha Funny. Okay. Yep, thanks, Dominic. Okay, right, so Haha Funny. Right, and then you told me the password for this on Discord. Why is it doing that? That looks like Windows Defender trying to interfere with it, doesn't it? Why it can't be copied, I think. Oh, okay. Sorry, Dominic. I need to run 7-zip first. Okay. 7-zip. Okay. See, look, what could possibly go wrong when I am left in charge of something like this? Right. Okay. So now it should work, right? No. Why? What's going on here then? Why is that? It's not Defender, is it? Surely it can't be. Wait, what am I doing? Let's check here. It's not this, is it? That's definitely not on. Dominic, what did I do wrong? Any ideas? Windows doesn't understand the encryption. Oh. That's a bit weird. What if I try and do it from within 7-zip? That might help. Okay, so hang on, extract. Oh, wait, so we want to go to computer, C, users, wow, desktop, egg, Haha Funny. Okay, so extract this to egg. Okay. It's because I wasn't using 7-zip, which is what Dominic said. That makes sense. Okay, and then the password, I think... Did you tell me on Twitter, Dominic? I think it was Twitter. Yeah, okay. So password. Okay. Perfect. So now what does it say next? Oh, and actually, I just need to plug my iPad in one moment because that is going to run out of battery. The True Queen says, going to go. See you soon. Thank you very much for joining. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully, I'll see you in a future stream. Okay, let's just plug this in here. You can always rely on a Windows on Windows stream to be so professional, can't you? Brilliant, isn't it? Right, let me just make sure that's charging. Yes, it is. Thank you for still being here, by the way. If you've made it all the way through, it's very appreciated. Because like I said, otherwise I'll just be sat here not really doing anything in particular. Right. So we've extracted that. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of this because I've done all that now. Otherwise I'll get confused. Okay, so go into date and time. Set the time zone to UTC plus 3:30. Okay. So settings. Date and time and language, date and time. Set automatically, turn that off. Okay, so plus 3:30, that's that one. Restart Windows because Windows doesn't change the time zone immediately across the board. Why does it not do that? Okay, right, let's do that then. Oh, and Dominic, you've literally said about that problem I had earlier right here. So actually, yes, you'd already said that. Thanks for that. Right, let's just save this. Okay, we'll restart Windows. Restart. I will take this opportunity to pour my tea, which is now hot, which is much nicer. Okay. MathCube says the WoW starts now. It does indeed. And actually, that reminds me, I haven't done my daily Windows fact on Twitter today. I need to do that when I finish the stream. It's going to have to be a bit late today. I've not had time to do it until now. Right. Okay, Dominic says, once you've logged back in, follow the remaining steps and enjoy. I'm sure we will. I'm slightly scared of what's going to happen here. Scared. Okay. Because I know that you and Sky are the royalty of Windows destruction. And Sky has already said that she has seen what is going on. Right, let's just wait for this. If you were here at the beginning, you might remember me saying when I first load Windows 11 in the VM, it's a little bit laggy, but then it quickly sorts itself out, hopefully. So it might just be a little bit. Why do I keep putting in my pin? This is not my pin. Oh, it's quite quick actually. Right. Obviously, VMware Tools has now decided to change the display scaling without asking again, because it does this all the time. So let me just quickly fix this, because at the moment it's massive. I want this on 125, not 175 or whatever it was on. Sign out. Let's try that again. Okay, so Dominic says, remember to turn off network and any shared folders. Thank you very much, Dominic, because I would not have thought of that. And that is a very sensible thing to do, because I don't want... I mean, these shouldn't affect Mac, should they? But let's just be safe rather than sorry. So, what am I looking for? Network. Where's network? Why can't I see this? Network. Here it is. Connect network. Okay, turn that off. VMware Tools classically is trying to change the... settings again. Right, turn this off. Okay. Right, so that's definitely off now. Okay, and then we want to make sure that folders are not shared either, which they're not. Okay, right. I think we're good to go. Okay. Let's go back into Egg. Let's load the instructions again. Okay, so we've done that. Restart Windows, done that. Run my balls hang.bat. Now, if nothing else gave away that this was Dominic's tool, I think that does, doesn't it? Right, so run this. Okay. If on Vista and later, accept the user account control request for command prompt, disable all network access in the VM, disable shared folders, press a key. Okay. So Windows is going to restart and then sign in and then good luck. Okay, and just everything else just in case. Do not log off once it's in effect if you want maximum destruction. Okay, you have 14 minutes before Windows restarts automatically once startup ensues, so don't worry about manually rebooting. Okay. Right. Let's go. Okay. The best results, set the time zone to that. We've done that already. Then close this command prompt window, restart Windows, relaunch the script before continuing. You can change time zones. Yeah, done that. This is your last chance to go back on this decision. If you'd like to not do this, close the command prompt instead of pressing a key. Okay. I do not take responsibility for any damage to your virtual machine or whatever you're running this on. Disable shared folders and network access before pressing key to stay safe. Press any key to continue. Okay. Okay. Welcome to hell. Oh no. Sky says, good job, Dominic. We have a good out of context Major Scar 17 line now. Is that the my balls hang thing? Because I'm sorry about the excuse the language, but I did think maybe I could have phrased that a bit better actually. That could be a potentially not a thing that would be good out of context. Welcome to hell. Yes, was that you're doing as well, Dominic? Welcome to hell. Open Rain says, UAC's disabled. That's a good sign, yes, because it's really annoying, isn't it, UAC? I used to disable that on my Windows machines, which is probably, again, I should probably put this disclaimer here. Please don't do that unless you know what you're doing, because it's probably not a good idea. Okay, VMware Tools again has decided to change the display scaling. So, interesting. Now, this might take a minute, because remember, it's a bit laggy at first startup on my failing hard drive. And again, actually, that didn't take that long. That was not too bad. Right, I don't think I have to do anything now. I think we're just going to watch and see what happens. But Dominic, please correct me if I'm wrong. Oh my god. Nice firework. Are those Windows Classic title bars that are having some sort of existential crisis because they're just floating in the middle of the desktop? Oh no, I've got spinning beach ball on the Mac. This is not good. This is not good. Dominic, does this script require a lot of hard drive reading and writing? Because we might have a problem if it does. Right. Nice error message in pink. Cannot open a file. Oh my god, no, hang on, there's too many things going on here. Okay. Classic. How did I know that bounce was going to be in this, Dominic? Now, why would I have thought of that? I love Britney. Okay. Oh my gosh. I mean, shall I even try and close these windows? Probably not. It's probably not going to help, is it? Okay, welcome to hell. And then something in French that I can't read because I don't read French, unfortunately. Okay, let's try and... Oh, I like that though. That's very, very artistic. Okay, let's close this. Close. Dominic, would you like to explain what's going on altogether in terms of what things are in action here? What viruses or whatever? I don't know whether you want to say in chat what's going on. This is so disorienting with jumping windows. I might just have to try not to close them because it's not really helping. Between millions of people around the world, I found you. Don't forget to remember this day every time, my friend. Visit us at peekajou.com. Okay. Close. Oh no. What? Okay. Bill Gates Monopoly. Okay. Wow. I'd actually buy that. if that was a real thing. That's great. That's a great idea. What's going on down here? Right. Okay, let's close Monopoly. Okay, let's close Pikachu. Okay, this is not working. I might just try and ignore that. Let's close these. Okay. There's a lot of very threatening messages here, aren't there? Welcome to hell. What did I do wrong? Why was there a message in German? This is very inclusive, isn't it? This tool. Why was there a title bar above a title bar then? I swear there were two title bars. There was like a thin one above the top one. Okay. Yeah, Dominic says, remember the mouse also bounces. Yes, I realised that. Because I couldn't click anything. Does anyone read French? What does that say? Okay, let's just... I have a feeling that the more I try and close these windows, the more other things open. It seems. Do you win something if you close everything? I'll tell you what this is like. This is just like going online in the 90s. It was exactly like this. If you went to any website, you got like 20 pop-ups on your desktop. It was very annoying before pop-up blockers. Because yes, I'm old enough to remember that. Unfortunately. Right, let's just... Come on, I've almost got rid of these now. There's only 3 left. I feel like I have to now. This is the last one of these pink windows. Why am I being signed out now? Oh, there was a little firework. It was like, well done for getting rid of all the windows. What is that? Is that Spanish? Oh, this is very confusing. Okay, I'm going to go for an enter spam here. Does anyone like Minesweeper? I can't really play Minesweeper. It requires too much thinking for me. I find it a bit too tricky to... What is going on here? I mean, this appears to be a functional version of Minesweeper, am I right? It would appear. The Radman says, my favourite game, welcome to hell. I definitely need tea now. Look at that taskbar. That is a big boy, isn't it, that taskbar? In fact, exclusive preview of the Windows 12 taskbar. You saw it here first, guys. There you go, look at that. Windows 12, even thicker than the Windows 11 taskbar. So thick that it goes off the screen. Oh my gosh, what is this? I feel like, should I just not interact with anything and just watch this slowly get more cursed over time? Or shall I try and close things? Yeah, Johnny says Windows 12 taskbar leaked. Exactly, there you go. You saw it here first. Splitwires has posted the screenshots of the title bar. Like, yeah, there was like a title bar, but then like a really tiny one above it for some reason. Weird. Very weird. This could be... Is this the return of Windows Classic? Out of exile, it's coming back and it's had enough now of not being the default theme. Theme used very lightly. Because it's not really a theme, is it? Right. Let's try and close this window. That's probably not going to work. Why can't I right click on the taskbar icons? I have a feeling that might be a deliberate thing. Am I right? But yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to close this. I can't use... I think Dominic mentioned Alt F4, but I can't use Alt F4 because of the way the keys are mapped on the virtual machine. Unless... Can I try and change that here? Keyboard... Edit profile. Alt F4. Oh, it's mapped to... I didn't know this. It's mapped to Command W. Okay, that's actually useful. Oh, well, that just tries to quit out of Windows. Well, we don't want to do that, do we? We don't want to do that. Nice start menu. Ooh, nice bouncy start menu. I like this. That's very jolly, isn't it? Now, wouldn't that be a great animation to have in Windows 11? Every time you opened the start menu, it started bouncing around on the screen. That's so happy. I love it. Happy start menu. Dominic says the blast button explodes the minimize title bars. Is that the space bar you were talking about earlier? I think you mentioned space bar, didn't you? Do I need to just spam this? Oh, if you click on them, they move. I don't know why I was so excited about that. Are they multiplying? This is very worrying. So, Dominic, what does spacebar do? Does that do something specific? Because I'm sure you mentioned it earlier. Gareth says Windows 12 exclusive build. Yes, you saw it here first. This is the very first dev build that's going to the Windows 12 Insider program. And as you can see, it's a little bit buggy, just slightly. However, exclusive feature reveal, Windows Classic will be returning, as you can see here. Yes, so... yeah, look, if I click on these, they disappear. I feel like that is happening. There, look, I feel like I've achieved something now, because they're not here anymore. Although, I don't know what these things are. What are all these things down here? Who knows? I don't even think we want to know, do we, really, what these are? I'm not sure. So, I don't really know what to say at this point. What is there to say about this? Just excuse me a moment, I'm just going to pour another cup of tea here. Yeah, so... Radman says, is this a leak of Windows 20? Maybe. Right, let's see. Can I not, like, do anything with it? No, I can't. I can't right-click on any of these icons. Does right-click just not work at all anywhere? It doesn't look like. I can't right-click anything. And I can't close anything. What about task switcher? Oh, that's just going to show what's open on the Mac, isn't it? Obviously. What is the keyboard shortcut for Alt-Tab mapped to? Let's see. Alt-Tab, Alt-Tab, Alt-Tab. Oh, it doesn't have one, does it? Does that mean I can just press Alt-Tab normally? Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. Oh, no. Oh my god. This is like a nightmare. Why is there a classic start button? Why is that there? Why is there a classic start button? Can anyone... This has really confused me now. Why is that there? Okay, this is so weird. Can I close some of these windows here? Maybe not. Does anyone know why there was a classic start button? Why is that there? Surely that shouldn't even exist in Windows 11. That actual graphic. Oh my gosh. Sky, I don't know what's going on. But if you know why there is a classic start button here, I would love to find out, because that is fascinating. Where has that come from? So I think was it Flamepoint saying that I'm going to be logged out after a certain amount of time? What happens after that then? Once you get logged out? So there's like a time limit, you get logged out, but then is it just broken after that? Does it not log back in, or does it just start again whenever you log in? Ah, thank you, Johnny and Sky. The start button is a fake start button for Windows 9X. I see, I did not know that. I did not know. Do. This is just like a very peculiar game, isn't it? Where you have to close all the boxes somehow, for no particular reason. Ooh, we have something else happening. System infected. Gareth says it's the latest build from WinBuild's release RSWDX memes. Nice. From the memes branch. Johnny says, I see a close button from one of the Windows Classic windows. You do? I don't see any close buttons. Maybe I missed it a minute ago. Oh, well, we've been kicked out. So what happens now? Does it just restart and start all over again, or is it just permanently broken at this point? I'm guessing it's permanently broken, am I right? Let's see, let's just verify. Well, let's let it, yes, Windows, you do the error report. That's going to be incredibly useful. You do that. Oh dear. Black screen of death, though. I didn't mention that earlier, did I, in Windows 11? Black screen of death. There you go. This is a very slow error report, isn't it? Shall I maybe just cancel this and let's just try restarting? Because that's going to take a long time. I think restart. So Dominic says the cycle continues. Nice. So what, you're just stuck in hell, basically. That's it, you're just stuck in hell. Windows hell. I mean, if any version of Windows was going to be in hell, it would be Windows 11, wouldn't it? With that very imposing boot logo, because I mean that is extremely scary. Oh look, it's not even going to boot, I don't think, is it? It's not going to. That's a different blue screen that time, isn't it? I think critical service failed. Was that the same as the last one? Can't remember now. I'll give it one more shot. Let's see if it makes a difference. Let's see. I mean, I don't think it will, but you never know, do you? Let's just find out. Open Rain says it's no longer Windows 11, now it's Windows 666. I see what you did there. Hibby says the error, the blue screen, reminds Hibby of Victor Tran's profile. Yes, because Victor Tran uses that face, doesn't he? The smiley face. I think even Dominic is surprised by this. Because Dominic says, oh shoot, it actually fried Windows 11. This is a first. Well, there you go. You saw it here first. So nobody run the script that Dominic sent me that he said would not be sent to anyone anyway, just in case, because it will fry your Windows 11 machine. Although, yeah, the Radman makes a good point. Is there no automatic repair? It should, I think, is it 3 boots If it has 3 unsuccessful boots, then it goes into automatic repair. Ah, yeah. There we go, because it's going to do that now. So let's see, actually. This is actually interesting. Would it be able to repair itself? Let's actually see if it can do that. Let's see. Would it be able to repair itself? Again, I'd imagine not, but you never know. Maybe it will. Attempting repairs. Good luck, Windows 11. You're going to need it. Oh no, couldn't repair your PC. Press advanced options to try other options. I have a feeling that's not going to work either. Nice Windows 8 style repair menu, which also needs to be updated. Well, I think we have broken it. It is broken. Let's see if we can reset it from here, actually. Keep files? I've never used this. How does this work? Does it just wipe? Cloud down, local reinstall. I don't think I've ever done this, actually. I don't know how this works. Do you have to have the CD in the drive with the files on? Yes, let's reset. Oh, I guess you don't. It can just do it itself on the hard drive. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever reset a Windows PC like this. I'm so used to doing it the old-fashioned way. You know, like with a disk and doing it yourself. Because, I mean, this option's not always been here. I think it was Windows 8 that had this reset option, wasn't it, first? I think. So, yeah, I don't think I've ever done this. So, yes. That was Windows 11 destroyed by a combination of lots of different things. And Dominic, like I said, please feel free to let us know what things we used altogether, because I don't know. I was just running the script that Dominic sent me. Viruses, I can tell you that. So yeah, actually, Dominic has also said, do we want to destroy Windows XP bootleg next? So yes, if you want to see more destruction in the streams, I will, again, probably before the next stream, I'll do a similar poll on the channel where I'll give some options for what people want to do. So we can have a look at more Windows mods. We can have a look at, you know, destroying Windows versions / mods. We can even do a combination like we've done today, where we have a look at some mods and then destroy them at the end. So yeah, just let me know. When the poll goes up, let me know what you think. So yeah, what time are we on actually? 9:30. So I don't have a time limit for this evening, so I don't mind sticking around, but it depends what people want to do actually. So maybe just let me know if there's anything else that you want to cover in the stream. Please just let me know. I don't mind. We can just sit and have a little chat about nothing in particular. We can talk more about Windows 11. I don't really know what else to suggest really though, because I don't know. What else could we realistically do? Maybe. I think we will definitely have to do this. We will wait until this has reset or finished resetting just to see, number one, if it's actually able to, and I don't see why it wouldn't be. But number two, just to see what happens, because again, I've never done this, so I'm interested. Will it just literally be like, will it just go back to the out-of-box experience and start all over again? Is it going to be like a clean install? I don't know. So yeah. Okay, Hibby says, what was your former nickname before Major Sky 17? If you mean my YouTube username, my old YouTube username was Skywatcher 17. Flamepoint says, what version of Windows has the best sounds in your opinion? That is going to be Windows 2000/ME, purely for the startup and shutdown sounds, because I love those. I think those are peak Windows sounds. Love it. Open Rain says, what was the first version of Windows or macOS that you used? First version of Windows was... I think I've answered this question before, but because I was so young that I don't remember clearly, it was either Windows 95 or Windows 98 second edition, but I'm not sure in what order. potentially 3.1 as well, because we had a family friend that had 3.1. I had a school friend that had 95, but on our first computer at home, we got 98 SC, but I don't remember in what order those things happened, so it's going to be one of those 3 versions at some point. Sky says VM in the VM once it's done resetting. What could we install in the VM? Yeah, noob, I think you're probably right. It will just go back to the OOB, wouldn't it? Because, yeah, we reset everything. So it's just going to be like clean installing. Clean installing. Master of the Sky says, is this the most up-to-date Windows 11? This is the release to manufacturing version Windows 11. So this is the version that got released on the 5th of October. However, there are newer versions available if you're in the Windows Insider program. If you're in the dev channel, you'll already be on the newer builds. So these will be the builds that will eventually culminate in the first update to Windows 11, which will be coming out next year. Was this meant to go back to that menu? That seems like that wasn't meant to happen, surely. Should it have not just restarted at that point? I'm not sure. Yeah, it didn't reset, did it? It's not done it. It has not managed to reset itself. Well, that is interesting. I would never have expected that. It's so damaged that it can't even do a local reset. So that's interesting. Shall we maybe try doing the cloud one? Is it worth doing that? That would take a while though, wouldn't it? Because it'd have to download all the files. But I'm kind of interested to know whether it would be able to recover from doing the cloud reset. Because maybe some of the local files that it's trying to use are not working or not there. Maybe. I kind of want to do that now to see whether that would work. I'm interested. Shall we do that? I'm going to do a poll on this. Shall we do a cloud reset? Just because I want to find out if that would work. Just let me know. Yes or no. Cloud reset. We could try this. And I mean, that would be the last option. There would be no other option apart from literally get the ISO file and just wipe everything manually. So cloud reset. It looks like yes here, 69%, and I know what people are going to say. This is a family-friendly stream, so please. Okay, okay. It looks like this is going to win. Let's try this. Reset. In fact, before we do that, let's just check. Are there system restore points? Because I'm interested in this as well. No, there aren't. Okay, nice Windows 7 basic theme. Okay, let's... why do I keep clicking this? Reset PC. Would it make a difference if I said remove everything? Maybe. Let's try this first. I feel like we should try this. Reset this PC, but this time we'll tell it to remove all the files and then do a local reinstall. Okay, do you want to fully clean your drive? When you remove your files, you can also clean the drive. No, we just want to remove files. We don't need to do that. So let's try this first, actually. So now, so this is a local reset again, but we're going to remove everything this time. So it's not going to try and keep any files. So if there's any dodgy files lying around that are interfering, they should be wiped before this happens. So let's see if this works. If this doesn't work, then we'll try a cloud reset. And Dominic, because I think Dominic was asking about destroying XP Gold, let's do that when we look at Windows mods next time, I think. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? That might also give you time to update the script, if you wanted to. Okay, so yeah, cloud reset. I will bear that in mind, 64%. If this doesn't work, we'll do that as a last thing. And that should take us to about 3 hours, which I think is a good time, isn't it? And yeah, Sky, thank you for reminding me about this. If we can get the machine working again, then we can try installing something in a VM quickly, like React OS. Why not? Why not? Okay. Master of the Sky says, could you please give me some advice on Windows 10 and 11? Blue screen of death on a brand new PC. It's a clean install. I tried Windows 7 and 8. It has been a 12-month long project, but it's not working. What error code are you getting in the blue screen? Because the first thing I would suggest is scanning the QR code or writing down the error code and Googling it first. Noob says do automatic repair. We tried that though, didn't we? That's what it did. It did that itself the first time and it didn't work. Do. Carla says, my son has said, no, please don't. As in, don't reset Windows 11. Open Rain says, I've got an idea. Looking at weird builds of Windows, like that one Durango 8 build for the Xbox One. I don't know what that is, actually. Or that one Longhorn build with just bitmap pictures. I don't know about that either, I don't think. But actually, yeah, if anyone's got any suggestions for specific mods to look at when we look at more Windows mods, if you're on the Discord, then let me know on the Discord, basically, and I'll keep a list. If you're not on the Discord and you want to join, if you just go to windowsonwindows.com, you can come and join us on the Discord and talk about Windows and stuff, if you would like. Cosmos says, I just got here. I was wondering if you were going to try installing Windows 11 on unsupported hardware just to see if anything happens. I wasn't planning to, but we could, if I have time, I could do that right at the end, because all I'd need to do basically is just remove the TPM chip from this virtual machine, and that would basically be unsupported. So we could see what happens. I feel like this reset's taking longer than last time. Is it just me or is it taking a bit longer? That could be a good sign, maybe. Flamepoint says nothing much happens if you use Windows 11 on unsupported hardware. Will it let you install from the ISO file? Does anyone know? If you had the ISO, I know obviously if your hardware's not supported, you won't get offered the update through Windows Update, but I guess if you had the ISO file, would it just let you install? Can you go through the installer as normal and just install it? Like if you didn't have a TPM chip? I actually don't know. I'm slightly worried about this now. It's stuck. Oh, no, actually, it is on 35% now. Okay, so Cosmos says... Yeah, so this sounds like it wouldn't work. You'd still have to do, like, the hack to... Yeah, so Cosmos says that they had to make a custom USB by copying the Windows 11 install.esd file onto a Windows 10 like installation image. Yeah, so it could be that you'd still have to do that to get it to work. Master of the Skies, I think Cosmos has just answered your question, actually. Do you know how to get Windows 11 on unsupported hardware? So, for example, use a program like WinFlash, flash a Windows 10 install image to the USB drive, and then replace the install.esd file with the one from Windows 11. It sounds like that still works. This is definitely taking longer, right? Surely this must work this time, based on the amount of time it's taken. Oh no, I don't think it has. No, it hasn't, has it? Okay, let's just verify, but based on it going back to that menu, I don't think it has it? Oh dear. Oh, and Splitwire says it said undoing changes for a second. Oh, yes, that is bad, isn't it? That's not a good sign. So no, it would appear to be completely broken. Let's try, as one last thing, we'll try this cloud restore. Because now I feel like we have to find out if that would work. That would be like the nuclear option, wouldn't it? If you had no other option, you'd do the cloud restore. Let's try that. Right. Yes, we'll try this. I have no idea how long this will take. Hopefully not long. My internet connection is, you know, not a bad connection, not slow. So it shouldn't take long to download. Let's find out. Oh, now it's attempting repairs again. Why not? I don't think this is going to work, Windows 11. We tried this a minute ago. Okay, so advanced options, troubleshoot, reset, remove everything, cloud download. Okay, this is nuclear option this time. Now, what can possibly go wrong? Let's find out. Oh, well, unable to download. Please retry. Please try reset. Oh, wait. That's because I disconnected the network adapter. That's why. Let's put that back. I may have to restart this again now. I'm not sure, but let's try. Okay, troubleshoot, reset, remove everything, cloud, download. Let's see. Do you want to fully clean your drive? No, we'll just remove the files because that will take a long time. Okay. Getting things ready. Okay. Okay, are you ready to reset this device? Yes, we are ready. Okay. Oh, look at that. It's on 30% already. How is that possible? Okay, I'll just take that at face value. Okay. Cosmos says, I remember seeing Windows XP Gold Edition a long time ago. It hurt my eyes. Yeah, in fact, the last stream that I did from 2 weeks ago, we looked at Windows XP Gold Edition, and yes, it's very gold, isn't it? Very yellow. Yeah, I don't know how this just instantly, like it literally didn't even jump to 30. It started on 30% somehow. How does that make sense? Weird. Very weird. So yes, we'll see as one final thing if this will actually work. Then I think I need to go to bed because I am very tired. I think I'm emotionally exhausted at the moment. This is just going to be on 30% for ages, isn't it? And then it's just going to jump to like, I don't know, 32 or something. I can see it now. And look, I've run out of tea again. Oh dear. That means I've had 4 cups of tea. That's probably not helpful. I don't know though, I'm quite tired. I've also got Lime Pepsi that happens to be here, which is not a sponsor. But yeah, this is also here. So yes, this is taking a while, isn't it? What? I don't know what else to talk about. What can we talk about? We've talked a lot about Windows 11. What else is there to talk about? I don't know. I don't know. Gareth says other drink brands are available. Yes, indeed. Hermitville says, isn't Windows 11 already out? Yes, it was released on the 5th of October, and the build that we looked at earlier in this stream is that build. It's the release to manufacturing, or RTM build, that came out on the 5th of October. Noob says, bye, so I'm assuming you're going. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully I'll see you in a future one. Flamepoint says, what year do you think Windows 12 will release? That's a good question, because now Microsoft have like broken the pattern, haven't they? Because since Windows 7, it was every 3 years that we got a new version. But obviously Windows 10 was 6. So does that mean that we're getting a new version in another 6 years? Or is it going to be another 3 years? Or is there not going to be one and Windows 11 will be the final version now? Who knows? Who knows? That's a good question. Right, we're on 51%, so I think that appears to have just jumped by about 20% very quickly. So do. Thank you again, by the way, for the 88 likes. People are too kind. That is too kind. 88 likes, but only about, I think maybe about 25 to 30 viewers at once on average, based on what it says here. 22 now, but I think it was between 25 and 30 earlier. So yes, interesting. Very interesting. Open Rain says, out of the M1 color iMacs, what is your favorite color? This is easy because my favorite color is orange, and it's very rare to find things that come in orange, but the M1 iMacs do, don't they? So the orange one, yeah, that's the same reason that I have an orange Lumia 930, which is my Windows phone, because again, it's rare to find orange as a color option. I'd love an iPhone in orange. But yeah, I went for the gold one this time, because I mean, this is the closest to orange that there was, I suppose. So yeah. 63%, I mean, it's not too bad, is it? Maybe let's do a poll. What polls can we do? Has anyone got a poll idea? That could help pass the time. 66% now. Anyone got a poll idea? Jonathan says, orange is my favourite colour too, but the iMac doesn't look good in orange. Which one would you choose, out of interest? I think the problem is with the iMacs, and it's the same with the Pro iPhones, all of the colours are very, like, pastel-y, aren't they? Like, desaturated, and I don't really like that. I'd prefer it if they were bright colours, like, saturated. So, I mean, I would choose the orange one, but I mean, I'd rather if it was like this shade of orange, like bright orange. You know what I mean? That would look better for me, personally. Right, favorite Windows logo or favorite Windows version as poll ideas. Okay, let's do that then. So let's do favorite Windows logo. I think, if I remember rightly, you can only have 4 options on the YouTube polls, can't you? So we're going to have to do 1/2. So that's Windows 1/Windows 2, and then Windows 3 had its own logo, which was like a literal window, if I'm remembering correctly, and then 3.1 and 9X. Those logos were very similar. I'm going to group those together, and then we've only got one more option after that, so let's do 3.1 9X and 2000 and ME and NT4. Oh wait, is that right? NT4 had its own logo, didn't it? I think. But anyway, I'm going to have to eliminate some options, so let's go for XP here. XP / I'm going to do XP / Vista, because again, they were very similar. It was just kind of the shading that was different on the Vista logo. And then I don't have room to do any after that. So we're going to have to go for Legacy Windows here. Favorite Legacy Windows logo. Let's just say that. Flamepoint, that's a good idea. What insider channel are you in? That would be interesting to find out, actually. Yeah, I'd like to know that. what channel everyone's in. Right. XP and Vista is winning at the moment. Interesting. I don't think I need to say what I would vote for, do I? Because you can tell by what I'm wearing. So yeah. And actually, I've never noticed this before, but on this shirt, the Windows logos on this sleeve are upside down. That's interesting. These are all upside down. But these ones are the right way around. Interesting. Yes, interesting. XP and Vista is definitely going to win this. Definitely. I feel quite sorry for Windows 1 and 2 and 3. Does nobody want to vote for those out of sympathy, maybe? I mean, to be fair, they were all good logos, weren't they? I don't think there's been a bad one. Johnny says the Windows 3.1/9X/2000/ME logo is nostalgic to me, but the Windows XP 7 logo is also nostalgic as well. Yeah, I mean, they all are, aren't they? They're all old enough, I think, to be nostalgic at this point. Sky says the 9X logo style has grown on her in recent years. Yeah, I love it. I love it because it's nostalgic, but I also like the design. I just like this whole wavy bit with the colours and stuff. So yeah. Right, so that was favourite Windows logo. XP and Vista definitely won that. Let's do... What did Flamepoint say? Oh yeah, which channel are you in for Windows 11 builds? Yes, we have to do that, because I'm interested to find out. Let's do that. Okay, so which Insider channel are you in? If any, because I think we're going to have enough options to put everything here. So we've got Dev channel, Beta channel. What else is there? Is there like a release preview channel, I think? Is there? I need to double check now. I think Flamepoint said what the channels were. Yeah, release preview. Yeah, release preview. Preview. Or none. Let's see. I'm interested about this now. Let's see. Well, anyway, the actual download of the files, that was quite quick relatively, wasn't it? However, this resetting process looks like it might take a long time. Unless it jumps suddenly. Right. What is going on in this poll? Let's see. There's a split here. This is interesting. Wow, 25% each. Really? I mean, come on, guys, really? This is very interesting. I can't take my eyes off this now. I would have said Dev or Beta would win. I'm mesmerized. I can't stop watching. That is interesting. Why Beta is winning? That is interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. Is that because some people find is Dev like a little bit too risky, maybe, because they can be very buggy, can't they? Some of those builds. So yeah, betas are usually a bit more safe, isn't it? And then release preview. To be honest, I think that's a bit pointless, isn't it? Isn't it? That's a little bit. If you don't want to risk using a beta version, then why release preview? That's not really much in it. There's not much difference, is there? Hermitville says, do you like to Macintosh? I have only ever tried this once, and it was a very long time ago on an old HP laptop that I had. And I just remember, because you couldn't really get the drivers, it was just not a very useful experience. I think it depends on your hardware, doesn't it, how successful you are. Interesting. And actually, more people voted for none as well than I would have thought. almost a third of people are not even running an insider build. So that's also interesting to me, because I thought that most people watching Windows videos like this might have been insiders. But there you go, I was wrong. I was wrong. Yes, right, what other polls can we do when we're waiting for this to reset? I'm hoping that it's going to skip some numbers at some point. Okay, so we'll end that one. What else can we do? Anyone got any ideas? Flame Point says favourite blue screen style. Yes, that could be one, couldn't it? What options would there be? 9X, NT 5 and 6? Were they the same? Was the Vista blue screen the same style as XP and 2000? I can't remember now. I think it was, wasn't it? Jonathan says other favourite tech YouTubers. Actually, I'm going to do this because, again, this is interesting for me. Who else people that watch my videos like to watch? Yeah, let's do that. Whose idea was that? I've forgotten. Favourite tech... Yeah, Jonathan, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. Favourite YouTubers. I'm going to put in my favourite ones. I'm just interested to see how many people, if anyone, watch these people. So, let's do this. I'm not going to say what I'm writing in yet. I'm going to leave it as a surprise for you when you see the poll. I mean, obviously, it can only have 4 options anyway, so... I'm just going to go for Windows YouTubers as well, not wider tech, because I think there would be too many options. So let's do that. I'm trying to think now. Who else do I watch? Why is it whenever I think about this, I can't remember who I actually watch? Let's see. I'm going to go on my YouTube here. Let's see. Who have I got bells on for? That's usually a good sign. Okay, yeah, look, I can remind myself now. Okay, obviously I've only got 4 options, but out of these 4, what would you choose? And for some reason, my iPad just refreshed itself when I pressed the button to submit the poll, so hopefully it worked. Let's see. This is very interesting. Very interesting. Sectwire says, still going. We are. It's going to be a long one, but I don't think it's going to be as long as that one we did. What were we doing that was 4 hours? That was the transformation one, wasn't it? Where we were transforming XP into loads of different versions. That was a long stream, wasn't it? That was over 4 hours, I think, wasn't it? Like 4.5. So yeah, I would probably say in terms of YouTubers that look at Windows and, you know, related stuff like that, I think these would be my top 4 that I watch. I have the bell on for all of these YouTubers, and I love all of their videos, basically. Oh, yes. Let's see, what are people saying about this? Sims MJD says, minus OS first timer. So the MJD in your name, is that related to Michael MJD, or is that just a coincidence? The Sims MJD. Maybe says Michael. Flame Point, I like them all. Yeah. Me too. Dominic says, imagine doing a single answer poll on favourites. Yes. Cosmos says, you've made it really hard to choose. Well, see, I don't think I could choose. I actually couldn't, because I feel like that would be unfair, actually. And I think I like all of these equally. No. Johnny says, I've heard the above 2, but not the bottom 2. Flamepoint is subscribed to all of them. Jonathan, I watch all of them. Hermitville says, I know Michael MGD likes to watch you. Yes, Michael is subscribed to my channel, I know, and he comments on some of my videos, which is nice. Michael, however, has very good editing skills, which I don't. Because Michael, for example, it's the same with Ken at Computer Clan, they're very into the actual process of recording. So they're into, you know, the equipment as well, like the cameras and the whole process that comes with recording. Whereas I'm not necessarily interested in that. So for me, recording is just a means to an end, whereas for them, I think it's part of what they enjoy doing. Well, it is part of what they enjoy doing, isn't it? They enjoy the whole recording process as well. So slightly different. So they like the recording and editing. Whereas I find it quite difficult. I mean, no, recording's not difficult, is it? But editing, I find a bit difficult because I'm not really, you know, I'm not a massive fan of editing by itself. If that makes any sense, probably doesn't make any sense. Open Rain says, what's your thoughts on the 2007 Microsoft Surface? That's the table, isn't it? It's a coffee table. And if I'm right, I love that idea. You can literally just have Windows 10, or I guess Windows 11 now, running on your coffee table. Can you imagine? I guess it's not that useful, is it really? Because you'd have to like constantly be looking down at the like table to see anything. But I don't know, it's just cool, isn't it? Having it on a table. Not really very useful, I don't suppose. Sector Wire says, unbelievable, no Marcus Brownlee on the list. That's because I'm sticking to mainly Windows related YouTubers. I do watch lots of Apple ones as well, like Brandon Birch, Marcus, yeah. Who else do I watch? Apple YouTubers. Quite a few. Hermitville says, have you ever met Michael? I haven't. I'd be up for that though. That would be, I mean, it would just be weird, wouldn't it? Because nobody knows what Michael looks like. So that would just be extra weird. Weird in a good way. Obviously. Sky says, oh yeah, wait, I need to go back to this. MJD is a floating torso and arms who wears a Windows ugly sweater. I mean, yeah, I thought in that video, that would have been when he would do a face reveal, when he was demonstrating the sweaters. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, why is that so funny? I don't know. So yes, Michael has won this one. Michael 50%. Yeah. I mean, I think out of these four, Michael... Well, I don't know, actually. Maybe Michael and OS First Timer tend to stick more to Windows things, but no, maybe not. They all kind of do a mix, don't they? All of these people. I think Ken at Computer Clan is probably the most general. No, actually, no. Maybe not. LGR has to be the most general out of the four, as in the amount of stuff he looks at. Because he looks at a lot of different things, doesn't he? I think. Yeah, Sky, I think I agree. LGR would be the most general. Ken at Computer Clan is more towards Apple, but he does do Windows things as well. And the Windows videos that he does are very good when he does them. And then OS First Timer, again, that's more general. But I mean, that's specifically operating systems, isn't it, I guess, and some games. But again, a lot of their videos have been Windows related. So yeah, they're all kind of a mix. And obviously, I know my channel is very specific, isn't it? Like, I deliberately try to just stick to Windows because I just feel like if I didn't, there would be way too much stuff to try and do. So, yeah. Right, how long have we been on 22%? I have a bad feeling about this. This might take an incredibly long time. Incredibly long time. So, yes. If you're still here and you're finding this interesting, then thank you for being here, I guess, because it's appreciated. I have had a difficult week, as I said earlier, owing to things going on, so it's nice, because otherwise I'd just be sat here by myself, not really doing anything. Which is not good when you've lost someone, is it? Because then you just think about it all the time, so. Right, so yes, Michael won that poll. Interesting. What else can we do as a poll? What other ideas are there? And does anyone know how long this has been on 22%? Because I'm sure it's been a long time and I'm worried now. I am worried. Sky, this is a good one. Yeah, what was your first Windows version? That's a good one. I haven't asked this before, and this is going to be interesting. Okay, let's do that. Thanks for the idea. First Windows version. So the first one that you used. Okay, so let's do 1 to 3.1. I want to say that's like the first era, isn't it? It has to be 95 to ME. And I'm just going to say this now because I know someone's going to say otherwise. 95 to ME, I'm going to group as 1 because they're all 9X. And then in my next option, it's going to start with Windows 2000. And I know that ME came out before 2000. I know that ME came out after 2000, but you know what I mean. 95 to ME is 9X. 2000 to Vista, I want to say. And then 7 to 11. There you go. Let me know. Yeah, Sky says, time to see how young you guys are. Yes, this could be slightly worrying. So if you remember from earlier, because I think someone asked me this, mine was either 3.1 or 95 or 98 SE. So yeah, I'd imagine that a lot of people it's going to be XP, isn't it? Just because as well, not even just when it came out, the time, how long ago it came out, but also the fact that it was the main version of Windows for probably longer than all the other, well, yeah, longer than all the other ones, wasn't it? Because of the whole thing with Vista taking a long time to get finished. Oh, and actually, look, it's on 68% now. So now I don't have to worry so much because it's just a massive jump. Right, let's see what people are saying about this. Hibby says 2000 to Vista. Johnny is XP. Dominic is 7 to 11. How? Yeah, how? Are you saying your first version was 7, or are you asking how it's possible for that to be someone's first version? Technical George says 2000 to Vista, Cosmos 9598, Flamepoint XP. Interesting. Hermitville says Windows 1 gang, rise up. Really? Was it Windows 1 for you? Really? That would be very obscure. Well, some people have voted for that actually. 5%. How many people would that be? 5% of 21. Quick maths. 21 times 0.05. One person. That'll be you, Hermitville. There you go. Perks of having a calculator on your desk. Oh, Dominic, yours was XP. That makes more sense to me. Right. Yep, open rate. The VM is restarting. Will it work? Will it work? It looks like it might work. It's installing. So there we go. We've not got blue screen this time. This could work. I feel like, I mean, I'm going to say we're probably 99% sure now, right? This is definitely going to finish and work. But we have to just check, don't we? Because if it doesn't, then if we don't stay and check, we'll never know. So I feel like we have to. This is going really quickly as well. It's on 24% now already. Okay, so yeah, 2000 to Vista wins that, as I would probably have expected. So let's stop that one there. What can we do for the next poll? Maybe the last one. Or the last couple of polls. What can we do here? Open Rain says, favorite Windows theme. I think I've asked this before in a previous stream. Hibby says, when is the Windows 8 build 7850 video? Well, I mean, this is a whole saga, isn't it? I have actually half finished this video. The only thing I need to do is get footage from the virtual machine. That's all I've got left to do. I've just had so many things going on. It's taken such a long time. I've been ill twice, in addition to loads of other stuff. So it should, I know I've said this like 3 times, but it should be next week, because all I've got to do is record the footage and then edit it into everything else. So I am not working until Monday. That means I've got tomorrow and Sunday to do that. Hopefully. Right. What else can we do? Splitwire says, what was the first version of Windows you chose to use? That's interesting. That's subtly different, isn't it? Not the first one you were forced to use, maybe through school or something. The first one you actually chose to use. Oh, it's restarted already. Does that mean we're done? Has it finished that stage? I'm not sure. Hermitville says, big poll question, Mac OS, Windows or Linux? I feel like I have to do this actually. Sky says, you do know some insiders on the Discord can record footage. Yes, I do. And to be honest, that might have been a good idea. Maybe. But I mean, actually, recording the footage, it doesn't really take that long, does it? Really, if you think about it. So, I don't know. There's no reason why I can't just do that Saturday or Sunday. It'll take me, what, maybe... How long is a normal episode? About 20, maybe up to 20 minutes. That's not long, is it? So, maybe I should put a plan together. If I get to the end of Saturday or Sunday this week and I have not had time to do it for some reason, then I should just ask on the Discord, right? And then I can just edit it next Friday for next weekend. Right, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. I can't remember who suggested this, but I feel like we have to do this. So Windows, Mac OS, or Linux, and I forgot to put the option in for Linux. Why did I do that? Now I've just completely skewed it for no reason. No, wait, we can't ignore that poll. That's not fair. Hang on, let's do this again properly. And by the way, look, it has actually managed to recover itself this time, Windows 11. So there we go. With a cloud restore, we managed to fix it. So, I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole out-of-box experience again, because obviously this is going to work, isn't it? Right, let's try this again. So, Windows. This can be our final poll. Mac OS or Linux. And I know there are lots of other options as well, but these would have to be the top 3, wouldn't they? So, there you go. What is your preferred group of operating systems? Yes, Johnny, why did I say hool? I don't know, but I feel like that should be a word because I love that. Hool. Hool. It's like cool, but with a H. Hool. Hool, yes. So, I mean, I could be surprised here, right? But I'm guessing that Windows is going to win, surely, right? Right, I mean, I know I'm using Mac OS, but I would still choose Windows, because Mac OS to me is just a means to an end, because it's the operating system I use, but Windows would be my choice. But for various reasons, I am not using it at the moment. Interesting. Well, actually, Windows is lower than I thought. I thought it would be more than 61%. So that is actually surprising. So about 2/3 Windows, and then Mac OS and Linux are basically even keels, aren't they? Pretty much. That is interesting. Flamepoint says, I use Windows, but I like the customization and freedom that Linux provides. Yes, I mean, that is the best thing about Linux, isn't it? You can just customize literally everything. Yeah, that is definitely. And then Mac OS is like the opposite. Sky says, I vote Linux for its future. Interesting. Do you think it's going to be the most long-lasting out of the three? That's interesting, isn't it? If we could, like, jump maybe 100 years in the future and see what everyone's using, what would be the most common operating system? Would it even be one of these three things, or would it be a whole new thing that's just materialized in the meantime? That's so interesting. Right, let's actually come out of the virtual machine now. So yes, we did find out that if you do a cloud restore, then Windows 11 is able to recover itself. And actually, to be fair, that didn't take that long, did it? I thought that would have actually taken longer. So yeah, I'm quite impressed really by that. Right, so what time are we on? 10:22. So yeah, I'm just going to say I may just wait until about past. So maybe another just under 10 minutes. If anyone's got any last things that they would like to talk about or ask, please let me know. And I'm going to put my little message in chat because look, I've got all these messages, right? These little things about reminders to subscribe and all sorts, but I don't use them because I don't think about it. So I shouldn't I? If you were here right at the beginning, you remember me saying, I'm not doing any of this for likes or subs or anything. I'm literally just doing it because it's fun to talk about Windows. And also it's what you guys want, right? So I'm not really bothered about that, but it's nice, isn't it? It's nice, like when you get to a milestone, number of subscribers, it's nice. And we're almost at 10,000, which is more than I would have ever imagined when I started the channel. Which is probably obvious because no, I don't think anyone expects to get loads of subscribers, do they? But yeah, 10,000. So we're almost there. And then when we get to 10,240, that's when we're going to do our special Windows upgrade-a-thon. So I don't remember whether I've asked, but I will put a poll up towards when that time happens to ask whether people would want that as an actual recorded episode or if you'd want to see it as a live stream, because I don't mind doing it either way. But and again, if you've been in a previous stream, you'll probably remember this. There will be a slight disclaimer because you can't upgrade straight from 1 to 11 because they don't support the same architectures. So we're going to have to do it in two halves, basically, like 1 to what? 1 to ME maybe. That would make sense, wouldn't it? 1 to ME because those are the DOS-based versions, and then we'll go back to NT 3.1 and upgrade to 10. And then, or upgrade to something along the way, and then we're going to have to switch to 64-bit version and upgrade to 11, because 11 only supports 64 bits. So, and there we go. Windows is on 63%, about 2/3, as I imagined. Okay, right. Let me just catch up quickly on chat. Splitwise says, I do worry about how desktop Linux will address that, since currently its answer is don't. What are you talking about? Sorry, I don't know. I started reading it because it looked like an interesting comment, but I don't know what you were talking about. I think you were actually having a conversation with Sky. Actually. Maybe says, will you do a Christmas live stream? Yes, I'll be doing live streams every 2 weeks. So yes, that will include over Christmas. Hermitville says, are you a Queen fan being British? Yes, I love Queen. I love Freddie Mercury. I have... Oh my god, I feel like I have to show you this now. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna quickly I'm gonna show you something. one minute. I get very distracted by things. This is my Freddie Mercury cutout, life-size cutout. Yes, this is how cool I am. Look at this. I mean, Freddie is so tall that you can't see him properly. Can you see him now? Yeah, look. Life-size Freddie. Here he is. Love Freddie. So yeah, that's Freddie. I don't keep him in here because of the camera angle. Literally all you can see in the background is Freddie's, you know, trousers, so that's not very good look, is it? So yes, that's Freddy. Right. Okay, so another few minutes and then I'm going to pop off. I'm going to go and have some more tea and probably then go to bed. So let's just catch up on chat. Hibby is asking about the Q&A video for Daniel Oran. That is coming. I'm still waiting for the last narrator to send me their clips. And that reminds me, actually, I need to maybe send them a message to give them a little nudge about that. Because, yeah, I'm just waiting for one last set of clips. So that will be coming as soon as I get the clips. And then I've edited everything together. And then Open Rain has the same question. What else? Hermitville says I saw him live at Live Aid. Wow, I would have loved to have been there. I mean, that is infamous now, isn't it? That Live Aid performance. Splitwise was referring to how Linux will or won't address the matter of software longevity. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, and Windows is the best for that, isn't it? Backwards compatibility, definitely. Yes. Perfect. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this stream. It's been longer than usual, but hopefully longer than usual. I'm probably a little bit less professional than usual. I say this every time though, don't I? I think in my head I'm trying to be professional, but I'm probably not professional. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Thank you very much for being here, especially if you've made it all the way to the end. And yes, like I've said, and I can't go back on this now because I'm going to make sure that I've literally said, and I promised this, the 7850 video, if I can't record the footage by the end of this week, I'm going to put a message in the Discord and ask people to help out with sending me footage. But there's no reason why I can't do it this week. But saying that means that I've now set myself a deadline. So I'm going to do that by the end of this week. If I need any assistance, I'll let you know in the Discord. So if you're not there, just go to windowsandwindows.com and you can come and join if you feel like you might want to help out. And then that means next week, and it will not be Friday because I'll need time to edit it after I finished work earlier in the week. So it'll be either Saturday, probably Sunday. The 7850 video will finally be out, which I think we've waited long enough for, haven't we? So yes, thank you very much for being here. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I will see you all in the next video. I will see you then.